for some heartwarming Sister Wives news tonight. Christine Brown's wedding dreams have finally come true, guys. The Sister Wives star Christine, at 51, walked down the aisle with her fiancé, David Woolley, 59, in a fairy tale wedding that had all the bells and whistles. Finally. And People magazine had the exclusive details. Christine and David's wedding took place in the breathtaking Moab, Utah, in front of about 330 guests, which is a huge wedding, actually. And we found out that her dad and Peyton walked her down the aisle, and I just love that detail so much. The celebration kicked off the night before with a scenic dinner cruise down the Colorado River. The couple wanted to share this special moment with their family and friends as much as possible. So their outdoor wedding was a beautiful sight with natural colors like rust, dusty rose, mauve, deep plum, and peachy coral that perfectly complemented the backdrop. David just could not stop gushing about the view. We all know Christine likes to see the angels sing. Am I right? The wedding fulfilled a lifelong wish for Christine. She always wanted to wear the white dress, walk down the aisle, and have all the bells and whistles that she missed out on during her first marriage with Cody. She actually described her first marriage as sad. So, I'm so happy for her she got this. And guess what? She got it all. So take that, Cody. I mean, just kidding, but Christine looked absolutely stunning in her dress with a plunging neckline and a lot of beading. So this dress definitely kicked her first dress's, butt. And let's not forget her beautiful hair and makeup. And of course, because it's Christine, family was at the heart of this wedding. Her kids and grandkids walked down the aisle in between the parents, making it super family oriented, and it was really a touching moment. So Christine and David exchanged vows under a beautiful floral arch in the front of Colorado River, and it was just a give a rat's ass. And Robin has been begging Mary to stay for so long. I think this is probably the scene where Robin loses it. So Mary plans to spend more concentrated time at the B&B. She doesn't really say that she's never going to be in Flagstaff or anything like that. She says she's not leaving the family and she's not leaving Cody. But the whole thing is just very sad. Mary says that she's never had a conversation with Cody about their relationship and how, it can probably never recover, but she's heard him say things, basically probably in confessionals, because he does say that in confessionals at every opportunity. I'm just happy Mary's finally leaving. She's not fully admitting to leaving, really. She's just saying she's moving her business. But this is a clear step in the right direction. Let me know what you thought of the episode, Sister Wives, Season 18, Episode 5, in the comments. Bye, guys!
I don't think he understands how easy it would be to fix this. All he needs to do is, see his kids, make phone... Oh my gosh, it's just...
Let's talk about the sneak peeks for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 5. This episode will be called When the Going Gets Tough. I also have a spoiler for Episode 6. In the new teaser from Entertainment Tonight, looks like Christine drops by to check in on Janelle, and Janelle is actually considering moving to Utah. She says she could join a church there, maybe. But she's not really sure because she still has kids and attachments in Flagstaff. She's kind of stuck between both worlds and, is at a standstill. She says that plural marriage, when couples don't get along because they don't really believe in divorce, it takes a lot for them to get a quote-unquote release. So yeah, I guess Janelle's probably going to take more time than Christine did. Christine is fuming mad that Cody did not visit Savannah or invite her over during Christmas, almost in a way to punish Janelle. I mean, to me it seemed like. He lives half an hour away, she says, and comes into town. But Savannah actually says in this, I still like Nathan. I feel like I'm going to be so irritated next episode. And Mary is slowly becoming a bit more of a favorite for me. She's just keeping it a lot more real this season. She's kind of a voice of reason. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but I do. We also found out recently that Christine and David are watching Sister Wives episodes while they air. She told fans that during a commercial break last episode, they advertised for a dating app called The Stir for single parents, and this is how they met, and how this was like a whole ironic thing. I'm a little surprised that Christine would watch it with David because it's just so toxic. And David, how can he not dislike Cody after watching that? I don't know. I just want to be a fly on the wall to see what they actually banter and talk about while they watch it. Maybe they need to do a pillow talk type of show for TLC and just react to it. I also want to talk about episode 5 because the description has officially dropped, and it says, the Browns discuss how things went over Christmas. Janelle confesses to Christine that she doesn't know if her marriage can be fixed. Robin and Mary try to dissect what went wrong and reveal that Cody was not always equal with his time. Hallelujah. Oh, finally, a big revelation about Cody's time. I feel like Robin was kind of in denial about this for a long time, so I'm actually curious to see this conversation. It only took 10 years, but it's okay. Here we are. I just hope this conversation is not outside, and I'm Team Mary this season, and Team Janelle and Christine, of course, but I just really want to see Mary stand up for herself and just tell Cody where to go at this point. So that is my teaser analysis for season 18, episode 4 of Sister Wives. Hope you join me during my recap that I'll post as soon as possible after the episode. And hope you're enjoying the season. Bye, guys.
Because you're not listening.
You're not listening to me.
And I'm not going to.
Okay, so we're done.
Goodbye.
You.
On bad terms with Cody. And remember when Gabriel was refusing to listen to Cody's rules so he could see his girlfriend? Well, I don't think that he's still with that girlfriend from that time, because I remember seeing a picture of that girlfriend at the time. She was like at a table with Janelle or something. Anyways, there seems to be a new girl on his lap in a picture from, Hunter's girlfriend's birthday. So this could be the new girlfriend, guys. And Savannah, well, apparently she's been spending the summer with her sister Maddie, and they're literally twins. They're copy and paste from Janelle for sure. Savannah's just graduated high school, and I'm not entirely sure as to what she wants to do with her life, if she's attending college in the fall. I'm sure we'll find out in due time, but Savannah's a bit more private as well. Okay, so that wraps up Janelle's kids. And Janelle, I guess, is like an empty nester now, right? So, honestly, Janelle can just have a second act now. Okay, so now let's go to Christine's kids. So let's start with Aspen, the oldest daughter. So Aspen lives close to Christine, and on Reddit, she was spotted in a mall at a Kendra Scott store. So rumor has it that she works for Kendra Scott. Well, Christine and her girls this month have been all over Europe. They went to Ireland, they went to Scotland, and they went to London. And Aspen and her husband, Mitch, were included in that trip. So it feels like they've been traveling for a very, very long time. I've been seeing so many updates from their trip. I wonder if this is being filmed for the show. I suspect it might be, honestly. And David, Christine's fiance, joined them as well. And of course, Aspen also attended Gwen's wedding recently. Mykelti was on the European trip too, and even insinuated that they're all getting sick of each other at this point. Mykelti also mentioned that she was missing her babies. That's right, Mykelti left her twin boys and daughter with her husband Tony back in Utah. And By the way, Tony and Mykelti this month showed off both sides there, and there's Janelle, who is recently separated from Cody. So that being said, super happy for Savannah. Janelle and Cody's youngest. She really has been a trooper, living with Janelle in the RV for a while. She would have been with her mom, the only child living at home during Janelle's breakup, and she seems like a super sweet girl. So based on these pictures though, perhaps the most obvious sign of drama and trouble for me is that they didn't take that classic family picture with like Janelle, Cody, and Savannah together, because you'll remember that Christine and Cody took a picture like that with Isabel at her graduation, even though things weren't good at all with them. So it's just kind of a picture that you take, right? So Janelle posted these pictures with this caption and also kind of implied that things just weren't perfect at the graduation and that things are different now. So she actually also deactivated the comments, which is always a sign of like, yeah, she didn't want to hear the comments, the anti-Cody stuff. So she said, Savannah has graduated. My children are all grown up. Such a beautiful day. There was definitely a difference with this graduation versus others in the past, but all is well. Headed to Utah this weekend to throw a big party for her with most of her siblings. Which is great, because I know that Christine probably can't wait for that party, because I remember in earlier seasons, Christine definitely had a big hand in raising Savannah, especially when she was little. And Savannah on her feed posted pictures and said, anticlimactic. So I don't know what she meant by anticlimactic. Like, of course she was going to graduate. She's like a smart girl. That could be it. Or anticlimactic meaning that there weren't arguments or something. I don't know. But here's to a bright future for Savannah, and I'm absolutely sure that she's going to excel at everything she does. Alright guys, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. Bye guys! This is a Sister Wives update for May 2023. This month, fans think Janelle has a new boyfriend. Garrison says that the text thread was the point where they stopped caring, and Gwen is like, if we had a face-to-face with Robin, she would probably manipulate us and cry. Okay, so it's getting savage. There's a lot of like, I think they might be showing them these scenes in confessionals and they're just like fighting back. And on that note, it's Avalon, Mykelti's daughter's birthday. They just shoved that scene in there, and her party is at Robin's house. Cody just loves how Mykelti is warm to them. Apparently Tony loves Robin. They're connected and they get each other. And I had no idea about this. And Robin says he's a good kid. And they start talking about how Robin saved Mykelti from her siblings being mean to her or something like that. But again, we've heard this before. This is not a new fact. Christine's Flagstaff friends now are celebrating her anniversary with Cody. It would have been married since 1994, so I mean almost roughly 30 years. These are moms that she had met through Isabel, and Christine says you have to find a new identity when you're divorced, and it's super important to find good people. Cody calls in the middle of the conversation, which is super weird because it's their anniversary and he obviously knows that. And she goes on for a little bit about how, you know, she's a big fan of divorce. She says, like, basically, if you think you need to divorce, do it, you know. She highly recommends it. And I think Christine feels liberated. It's almost like she was in a prison and now she's free. Like, it just, for her, definitely was a good experience to divorce. The nosiest friend at this dinner asked Janelle how she is hearing what Christine is saying. And Janelle says that it does not bother her. She doesn't care, and she doesn't feel much loyalty to Cody right now. Janelle tells them that things are pretty okay with Cody. She just met them, and she's just not the type to, like, spill the beans, so she's definitely holding back. And Christine says that her tipping point was that he wasn't being a good dad to her kids. Cody says in a scene that Christine basically forced herself in his life. And he does say something. It went better than expected. No fireworks. They were all friendly. And Cody's still confused, like, why can't we reconcile? And he blames the fact that Janelle wants nothing to do with Robin and Mary. But there is no declaration of love, no real attempt. I mean, he's trying just as hard with Janelle as with Garrison and Gabriel. And that's not much, honestly. They can't even find topics to talk about for a couple minutes. I mean, code red over here. But Cody still says next week, I'm going to ask her to reconcile again. And maybe I'll get more serious. Okay, so Mary is still trying to figure things out with Cody. She still kind of seems confused or something. She knows there's no hope at this point. And she's in Parowan getting trees out of her yard that are threatening the house probably. And yes, the rest of the episode is partly Mary's confessional talking about something we've heard before, and then trees getting cut and put into like a cutting machine. Yes, really. And I thought I was losing my mind, but at the end of the episode, she recounts the story of their anniversary where he basically confirmed that he wants nothing to do with her. But she said it in a slightly different way. Why are they replaying this? What is happening? I thought I was losing it. Literally the same exact story. Do they not edit? Like, they probably thought to themselves, we're repeating this in 2 different episodes. Like, I don't know. It's so weird. She says that she wants to move forward and said, why don't we just be curious about each other? Like, Mary will not stop. When was this confessional filmed? Honestly, why does she still want to be curious about anything? She knows what's going on. He said he didn't want to be curious. Anyways, there's no curiosity here. Let's move on from here. She's sad because she remembers the couples that they were. And Janelle and Christine validate this. And they do say that Mary and Cody were like an it couple. That's why Christine wanted to be in the family so bad. They were solid. She says that, now screw him. He's not worth it. And she says that with the trees gone, it's not as bad as she feared. And this, I guess, is a metaphor. Maybe without Cody, things won't be as... And Christine and Janelle are having a celebration of some kind. And it's the first time in a while that we've seen Aspen, Christine's daughter, and her husband, Mitch. They're at the table, and I'm shocked because we're talking a while. They don't really film anymore. But here they are on Easter. Cody says that Christine wants the kids to have an identity without their dad. And she basically wants to split them up. And this is the same old story of a dad that's not being that great, blaming the mom about it. Christine and Janelle are doing what they can to compensate for Cody's absence or whatever. And that is so clear to anyone. So the kids would love to see him. And no one is in his way to do that. Like, that's ridiculous. They do an Easter egg hunt with money inside the eggs instead of candy. Mitch juggles, and you can see they're filming on their phones. You can see them in the background. This has to be the most all over the place, very crazy footage shot for a reality show. The other reality shows have such like high level cinematography like Bravo and stuff, and this is like we're watching iPhone footage all the time, and it's getting like even better ratings, or great ratings on iPhone footage. That says a lot. Okay, so teaser 3, and this is the juiciest, so best for last. Christine talks about the fact that Cody would leave her house in the morning to help Robin's kids get ready for school. Which, that's weird, because shouldn't he be helping the kids at the house he's at? Like, Truly was still very young at that time. He says that he liked bringing Solomon and Ariella to school. He says that in Lehigh, they were working so hard to make ends meet, and now it's like he has a second chance at doing all the things, So he says that Robin told him that it was going to cause problems, and Christine says that she's tired of being called a bad sister wife, and that a bad sister wife is one that monopolizes the husband. shot fired directly at Robin. And Cody claps back right after that and says, "A bad sister wife."
I just watch you around. So, always have. I know.
Let's take a look at some teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 7. And I'm feeling like this is going to be a Robin-heavy episode, guys. And my patience is wearing thin over here. The first teaser is from today, and Mary is finally telling Robin she's moving her clothing business to Utah. She's not saying she's fully moving to Utah, just her clothes, so shouldn't be such a big deal, right? Well, Mary looks super nervous, and she's kind of like breathing hard or something, saying it's just become so much to go back and forth from Utah to Flagstaff, as if she needs to explain anything to Robin, honestly. It's like she's at the principal's office or something. Mary says, "And so I'll be moving out of this house," and Robin's face immediately is not happy. It's hashtag confused and unhappy or something. Mary looks so uncomfortable, and I do not know how we got here. Mary was wife number 1. She should not be all tongue-tied and nervous telling Robin anything, you know? So, but here we are. Mary says that she will be downsizing in Flagstaff, but still keeping a house here. And I was hoping this was not the case, by the way. And Robin says she's just double checking that this is still Mary's home and that she's still going to be here. Literally feel like Mary is still having a house in Flagstaff just to please Robin at this point. Robin, who doesn't even seem to let her sit inside her house these days. So what is happening? I honestly feel like this is selfish of Robin. If Mary was really my good friend, I would honestly tell her, get away and just live your life. Do not look back. This man is not treating you well. Robin is kind of breaking girl code in this sense, I honestly feel. I would not be double checking that she's staying for my own selfish needs. Robin under a microscope. Christine also went with her girls to get supplies to tailor Gwendolyn's wedding dress recently. And surprise, Gwendolyn went live in the store. And Christine tried to act cool, but it did kind of seem like the live was like sprung onto them. They probably didn't expect to go live in like a store, like a random store. But it was entertaining to watch. Gwendolyn also received this art from Audrey, as in Leo's fiancé. It's a pretty drawing of her and her fiancé, B. Not sure when Gwen is getting married, but probably also soon. And hey, if they did like a joint wedding with Christine and David, that would save on cost. Could you imagine TV gold? I think TV gold, that thing. But yeah, honestly, people do think that maybe Gwen had a secret wedding. So I don't know what's true, what's not. Speaking of truly, seems like her school is at walking distance from Christine and David's new house. Christine posted this picture, which apparently is on the way to the school. And yeah, wheat fields, guys, wheat fields are on the way. So let's go to Mary. So Mary had a pretty big month. She literally escaped the Sister Wives drama and went all the way to the UK on her own and documented the whole thing on Instagram. She was there on some type of business retreat trip, but also a solo trip. Super exciting. So she went to Paddington Station and somehow is obsessed with Paddington Bear, by the way. Did not know this about Mary. She went to Buckingham Palace and said that she felt uncomfortable taking pictures in front of someone's house. But then, you know, people from the UK were like, yeah, no one lives there anymore, so not an issue there. She went on a double-decker bus, saw Big Ben. She even went to Stonehenge and says that she's been obsessed with Stonehenge for like most of her life. She met some horse and probably traveled by horse-drawn carriage, went to the White Tower, and even took a picture with this man. I'm sure mixed in some business in there too. I saw she was like working out with a group and like sitting down with a group. I don't know. But at the end of her big trip to the U, like, what is up with that? And they say how he used to be bold and didn't let people control him, alluding to the fact that maybe he's letting Robin control him, and they don't like it, clearly. And now let's talk about episode 8's description. This is next week's, so this is a spoiler. It's called The Writing on the Wall. Cody takes Janelle out for her birthday and talks about wanting to start over. Mary reveals to Cody that she's moving her clothing business to Utah but not giving up on their relationship. And his reaction is worse than expected. Yikes. Oh gosh, so it looks like Cody wants to save the Janelle relationship, but still not Mary's, no matter how hard Mary wants that to work. I wonder how Janelle will be responding to Cody's birthday attempt, right? Like, I'd be curious to see if she falls for it or not. All right, guys, thank you for watching my teaser analysis for Season 18, Episode 7, and I'll be back with the full recap for the episode. This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 6. In this episode, Cody and Janelle have a really weird meetup. Mary plans her escape from Flagstaff, and Cody calls himself hot. Yes, really. The episode begins, and they're still flashing back, for God's sakes, to the big fight between Janelle and Cody. The flashbacks happen twice, at the beginning of the episode and in the middle. Like, how many times do we need to see this? It's etched in my mind at this point. It's winter, and Christine is having a Valentine's Day paint night with her kids, which means it's February 2022. We're moving up in the timeline a little bit. They're painting a tree with leaves to it. It's cute, and Christine is still such a mama bear, organizing craft activities for her kids after all these years. Christine talks about how awkward Valentine's Day is for polygamous families, and they kind of never knew what to do with it. Robin says it's tricky, and in his confessionals, for years. They play a clip about how Cody apparently used to be different and how he's different now. He used to be happy-go-lucky, and all the wives kind of say in their own way he's just not the same person. And the clip where Cody basically says he wants to run away from his life, it's actually a really dark and sad clip, that one, actually. And Mary's like, that doesn't concern me anymore. Robin says that Cody tries to sabotage their relationship. Cody's angry, although Mykelti did say he's gotten a bit better with his anger, but I do not see that yet, but okay. Cody says he was sabotaging his relationship with Robin to punish himself. Also, you know, there were dark winds that were going through him, and it was actually scaring Robin, and his anger had become a turnoff. There were a lot of dark winds going through him, he says, and it was actually scaring Robin, and his anger became a turnoff, and it probably still is. I mean, come on. Janelle says that a lot of his talk or narrative has become about Robin. He's like fixated, and he always started to frame things as if Robin did everything right. Janelle says that she couldn't even say anything to him about Robin ever. It was off limits, which is weird for a marriage. You're supposed to confide and talk about everything. Cody says that he was equitable with his time when he's pressed by Suki. Okay, is he just gonna lie like that? Come on, Suki, you need to call him out a little bit more on this. This is a blatant lie. What is up with Cody and Robin trying to bamboozle America and the other wives to think that Cody was equitable with his time? I am done with this facade. Obviously, the time wasn't equitable. Okay, just fess up. It's okay. Like, no one's together anymore. It doesn't matter. Like, the gig is up. Either way, Cody was getting so sick of complaints about Robin that he said he wanted to hit people in the mouth. if they said anything about her, which is pretty bold and terrible to say because, first of all, he's talking about the other wives, I feel, right now. So that's wrong. Janelle. So first, let's talk about Father's Day shade and how much shade is okay on Father's Day because Cody got roasted bad this year. Christine posted a series of pictures of David with her kids for Father's Day and wished him a happy Father's Day, not Cody. She had said, "Happy Father's Day, David. I've watched how loving, compassionate, and present you are with your children, and I love how you've shown that to my children as well. You're truly showing up, which is what is most important." Of course, the elephant in the room is that she completely ignored Cody, the father of her 6 kids, who she has previously accused of, not showing up. So, yikes. Here's some of the top comments on that post. "Happy Father's Day. Cody is somewhere punching the wall right now. Dang, if that ain't a big ol' middle finger to Cody Brown. And my personal favorite, Cody's last kidney may need CPR. Hopefully his best customer can help." Technically, Robin said he's her best customer, but extra points for that reference anyway, I say. I mean, to the point where I honestly kind of felt bad for him. So before I proceed, don't forget to like this video right now, and then I'll move on. Thank you. Okay, so meanwhile, Peyton, Christine's son, who has been absent from social media posts actually lately, posted the weirdest post of all time on Father's Day, actually. I'm not even going to show the picture because I'll probably get flagged or the video will get taken down, not going to lie. Let me tell you, it's Peyton's coworkers. Let's not forget he's a bouncer at a strip club and they are operating a car wash, so just imagine. So, very weird, not on my bingo card, and someone in the comments said, "The irony you're posting this on Father's Day and not posting about your father isn't lost on me." And Peyton actually replied, "Finally!" laughing face. So, I guess that's the irony he was going for, but I don't know if that really landed. Now, in another teaser, David is now on the couch. I repeat, David is getting interviewed. He hasn't even been on an episode yet. And Suki asks him what he thinks of Cody. Now, obviously, he has to watch what he says here. This is a delicate kind of hot seat question because Cody's going to see this. He says, well, Cody wears his heart on his sleeve. And maybe he should not put it all, out there like that. He wants you to hear him, David says. And, he says that he wouldn't be like that. That's like the nicest way to say Cody's an absolute lunatic I've ever heard. Cody says that for David's sake, Christine has to destroy his character. As if he really didn't do that himself. But anyway, for David to be okay because otherwise it's like she left a good man. He says that he vetted Robin hard to make sure she didn't leave a good man, basically insinuating maybe that David may not have vetted Christine, or maybe there was just less vetting overall in that situation, less than he did with Robin. Cody says he doesn't even know David, and he hopes that Christine is choosing well, and he says it again, I hope she's choosing well, kind of hinting that he's not so sure, maybe. I mean, I see some veiled shade. I don't think Cody is convinced that Christine is making the right decision, but he's dancing around that a little bit, and I don't think David is as nicey towards Cody at all in private based on what I'm seeing. He watches the show with Christine, for God's sakes. He does say at the end that when he was dating women, this is David saying this, which makes it sound like he was quite the dater or something. I don't know. But he says that when he was dating people, that his kids always came first, which in David language could mean I wouldn't have let a woman, aka Robin, get in between his kids like Cody has. But props to David for going to the tell-all at all and being part of this whole mess. He seems to be, like a willing participant, and that's probably a good thing. In yet another relationship with the older kids, and nobody's buying that. Robin, we're not buying what you're selling in this scene, just saying. And Mykelti on her Patreon did say, I remember, that Janelle's kids were the favorites and that they had the most power, whatever that means. That's actually Tony that said that. And they were the most affected by Cody's weird parental behavior because essentially there was more to lose there. Christine's kids were less affected because they never probably had a great relationship with him. And that's sad. Garrison says in the teaser that since he last talked to his dad, he bought a house, a car, and got into school, and all these things happened without him knowing or saying good job, what have you. But Cody claims to be blocked by them, and Mykelti also said that some siblings have blocked him. So ding ding ding, we probably know who the blockers are. It's exactly who we thought, Gabriel and Garrison, allegedly. In this case, though, is it fair to blame Cody? Because he can reach out, but, they're not answering, they're blocked. So, anyways, just a thought there. Next teaser, it's Avalon's birthday. Mykelti brought Avalon over for a party, and Cody just gushes about how he loves that Mykelti is warm to them still. Cody says that he thinks it has to do with Tony. He says that Tony loves Robin, and Robin says that she and Tony get each other and that she really likes him. Did not know that, honestly. And we learned that Mykelti wasn't treated very well by her older siblings growing up, and Robin wanted to help, so she took Mykelti in and tried to really be a mom for her. So, I mean, that's nice. I have to give that to Robin, and so it all makes sense. Robin stuck up for Mykelti when no one probably really was, and so it makes sense to me that Mykelti would now stick up for her in return. This is kind of obvious in the on her Patreon, to me anyway. Teaser 3. Christine is with some girlfriends having wine and celebrating her ex-anniversary. So I guess the thinks that Robin's the only one that will care about this. But Jen tells Mary that it's only part-time, so she can't be too upset, right? It's not like a permanent move. Mary is scared that Cody will think that she's leaving the whole relationship, and she says in her confessional she still has hope somehow that they'll get back on track for marriage. Oh, Mary, I really thought she was farther down the path of leaving him at this point in the show, but I guess not. We're still hoping for something that'll probably never happen. And finally, let's talk about episode 7's description. So, it says, Janelle meets with Christine and reveals that she doesn't want to be married anymore. Mary nervously tells Robin that she's moving her clothing business to Parowan, Utah, and will spend less time in Flagstaff, believing Cody is done with her. So, yeah, that's very different from what we saw in the teasers, so we can probably assume that more time has passed between episodes here because it seems like all of a sudden Mary knows that her relationship is done with Cody, and Janelle seems more decided about her marriage with Cody. So I wonder what the time gap is. I guess we will try to figure that out next week for episode 7. I hope you guys enjoyed my teaser analysis for Sister Wives season 18 episode 6. Stay tuned because I'll have the full recap up as soon as I can after it airs. This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives season 18 episode 5. In this episode, Robin still can't admit that Cody spent the most time at her house. But more on that later. The episode starts with Janelle in her apartment post the big fight with Cody, and Christine is helping Janelle once again. This time she's bringing a huge beanbag with her that can't even fit through the door. But Janelle just loves this beanbag so much. Christine is concerned about Janelle's living situation, the tiny apartment and everything. I mean, it is small, and it hints that her neighbor in Utah is moving, and maybe she should move to Utah. Towards her since like season 15 have been brutal. It's just too bad that they divorced back in the day because Mary could get alimony from him or something. The whole divorce thing was such a bamboozlement. The manipulation of the century, maybe even. And I guess the big season in season 18 is a blow up between Janelle and Cody in her apartment. This is definitely going to be a big moment. It was in both teasers, and they're so focused on it. So in the trailer or teaser part 2, we see Cody straight up gaslight Janelle, saying that she cheated him out of his family. Ugh, oh my god. And with the Christmas tree in the background, Janelle says he's pushing her out of the door. And he's like, that's an exaggeration and a lie. I mean, viewers, unless the show is completely inaccurate, everyone's gonna see Janelle's point. Everyone's gonna be with Janelle. We've seen evidence ourselves with our own eyes. And Janelle is like, you're manipulating. And Cody storms out. Janelle tries to like make him stay. She then swears at him. And then she's so angry, she tells the crew, shut it off. And her face is just like, she breaks the fourth wall. She looks livid, but I mean, this does not look staged or anything like that. Like, that is real. That looked real. Anyways, now let's see if we can learn even more about the new season from the press release that TLC issued with a synopsis of the season. So it said, Cody is still grappling with the fallout from his divorce with Christine, and he is struggling in many of his other relationships. Christine, however, is learning to love who she is on her own by planning trips and celebrations along the way. No mention of Christine dating here. When does David come in? Please tell me. I want to see Cody and Robin's reaction to that. Yeah. Robin is the only wife secure in her marriage, yet devastated that her original dream of a big, happy, polygamous family is falling apart. Christine recalls that they did a personality test at one point, and there's this whole segment. I did not expect this. I remember they did a personality test in like 2013 with Nancy when they first met her. So I'm assuming this is what we're talking about right now. Apparently, there was some behind-the-scenes drama with the test because Robin's personality type apparently loves drama, talking about drama, and on the flip side, just loves listening to drama. Christine had called out Robin as dramatic, and Robin was so upset about it that she came over to her house to kind of sort things out and talk about it. And despite thinking this was all in the past, well, Christine thought it was all in the past, Robin kept bringing it up. Robin says, I never took her personality test, and then says, oh, maybe she did, but she doesn't remember taking the test. And Christine didn't know me well, she says, but I don't really understand what she's trying to get out of the test thing somehow. She says, if someone said I did a test, they answered the questions for me. Really? Really? Mary talks about how it's weird to have a relationship with your ex-husband's wife, and she's navigating that whole thing, and she insinuates that her ex-sister wives, basically referring to Janelle and Christine, talk crap about her. Probably true. Everyone agrees that they're not really sister wives anymore, except Robin. Robin freaks out that Suki even called Mary her ex-sister wife. She says, please don't call her that. She was going to straight up lose it in this moment. Robin still calls Janelle, Christine, and Mary her sister wives. Oh, the delusion in this. And I'm pretty sure I'd seen in something that this was the end of the one-on-one, but then in the next time clip, I mean, there's more one-on-one stuff. So, I don't know. I guess we're still doing the one-on-one next week. So, I just hope they have a little bit more interesting stuff to say next week. I don't know. This episode was kind of long to watch, honestly. And now let's go to Janelle, who seems rather focused on her kids at this time. Some people think that Janelle and Christine are on the outs, but that's probably false, I think. Janelle actually flew to see Christine this month and the kids recently. She had said that her flight had been canceled because of wind, so she had to go through Phoenix instead. This is proof that she was at Avalon, Mykelti's daughter's birthday party. She's holding the twins and being a grandma, so she's been around. It's just that Christine is so consumed with her relationship that there's probably less space for Janelle right now, you know? There was another Brown birthday this month, and that was Garrison's. He turned 25, and Janelle and Savannah crashed his birthday party. Literally, under this picture, she said, "Savannah and I crashed the brothers and cousins' birthday party for Garrison. He turned 25 on Monday, and all he wanted was to have the guys come and hang out for the weekend. It's so great when brothers and cousins are your best friends." I mean, that is cute. Looks like Logan and Hunter even came down from Vegas for the occasion, and even Peyton was there. He has expressed that he's the closest with Garrison, and they were together a lot growing up. I think they're very close in age. And apparently growing up, Peyton would always ask to go to Janelle's house where all the boys were, because Peyton only had sisters. Janelle is also still working on her fitness and tried out Pilates, and she posted herself in what she said was a scary position. She's trying to get more flexible, you know. I'm wondering what Janelle is going to do. Will she stay in Flagstaff? Is she still even considering Coyote Pass to get a house on it? What is happening with that? As for Mary, well, basically, she's becoming, or to me, I mean, she's trying to become an inspirational social media person. You know the type. I mean, I don't know if that's what she's really trying to do, but she's been sharing a huge amount of quotes and inspirational content on TikTok too now. So I thought maybe we could play a game called Rate Mary's Quotes. So here's one. "Who I was does not dictate who I am." It's funny that she acknowledges it's hey, I'm a celebrity. This was from one of her Fridays with Friends.
To a Broadway show. We're going to go see
51st and 8th is what we're on. No, 49th and 8th. That's better. That makes more sense. We're on this road.
Do you know who I am? You never live tell where I am.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No,
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I didn't know. I thought she was serious.
I need to train her.
Mary posted this about her trip to New York and also reminds everyone, as usual, to worthy up. She said, "I spent some time at the Museum of Ice Cream in New York City this week. Such a fun and interactive place. Oh, and lots of ice cream. One of the activities was this wall where you can create and write messages. Let me share with you my message to the world. Worthy up, reminding you that because you exist, you are worthy." Yeah, this is a new thing. Mary's a motivational speaker now. And Janelle has been in Mexico. Actually, I think she's literally there now if you're watching it the day I post this. And in her stories, she's been posting what she's been up to. She's been at the beach. She watched a mariachi band. She's living the good life over there in Mexico. I don't know who she's with or if this is a solo trip. I'm assuming this has to do with Plexus, a brand that she sells for, but honestly, good for Janelle. She probably wanted to take a break after that crazy episode aired of the big fight between her and Cody in her living room, and word on the street is that she had asked her kids not to comment on it. I mean, that's kind of what Mykelti alluded to, and she probably asked them not to watch it, honestly. I wouldn't blame her. It's kind of awkward. Speaking of watching the show, I have a confession to make, guys. I joined Mykelti's Patreon. I'm her patron, pretty much specifically because I'd heard that she'd spilled some tea about that toxic text thread that caused a major rift in the family. So I had to investigate for all of us and also to support Mykelti. So I watched her live. She kind of had a little bit more, I don't know, clout. I don't know. It's weird. It's all about perception, but it did shift after this happened, in my opinion. In a later season, I think season 15, someone had tweeted that Cody calls Robin love and that he didn't call any of the other wives that. It's true. He used to say love like a million times per episode. And so Janelle responded on Twitter. And she had said, he calls me sweetheart. I wouldn't want to be called love. Oh, the shade. Not too shady, but like just enough, you know? This was back when they used to live tweet during the show. They don't do that now for obvious reasons. Clearly, Cody and Robin would get roasted on Twitter. Beyond this, in the later season, things escalated, for sure, between Janelle and Robin. There was one moment where Cody is working out in Janelle's garage with music, and Janelle says, she needs something harder, like in terms of music. And she confessed that she actually likes Eminem and German industrial rock, which is surprising, honestly. And then in her confessional, Robin was so judgmental. Her face just looked so judgy and, in my opinion, I guess. But she talked about how when they were in Vegas, Janelle used to attend concerts and wore black t-shirts and heavy makeup. Robin was shading Janelle here and acting like a 1950s housewife. Like, who cares about people's music choices? The face she made was quite epic. In season 17, the feud escalated again up a notch. Fans spotted Janelle rolling her eyes at Robin during intense discussions about Christine leaving. Obviously, Janelle just sided with the boys in terms of their dislike of Robin and the belief that she had something to do with the rules Cody implemented when, the virus was happening and they said you had to wash your mail or never see your family or something. It was pretty strict. And Janelle just never seemed happy to be even sitting next, probably. Hooray! We know that she was seen with moving trucks in Utah and that she probably relocated there, but we don't really know the full story on this. So it'll be interesting about how that plays out. And I think, from other spoilers, Robin is not going to react well to this. So we need to stay tuned, and I'll be back with a recap for this one, Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 5. Bye, guys!
I'm stuck. Financially, I have nothing. Christine had the house, I have nothing. My name is on property with everybody else. Probably nobody will cooperate now and play ball. FF.
This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 4. The episode is called A Deal with the Devil. In this episode, Cody says he feels like running away, Janelle cries about her finances, and Mary says Cody regrets marrying her. It's the most depressing Christmas ever. It's raining and gloomy in Flagstaff, and it's the aftermath of the shut the F up fight between Janelle and Cody from last week. Janelle thinks Cody's trying to get rid of her. She's super depressed about it and cries to the camera about how she's stuck financially and that she has nothing. She says, I am 50 and I can't do my own thing. She's tied up with the family for Coyote Pass and she doesn't think they'll play ball. Cody says that he's mad as hell and that Janelle's the mean one. Oh yeah, Janelle's the mean one. I'll just say it. The fact that Janelle has nothing financially, yet is the one who worked from 6 a.m. to God knows when for years when they were in Utah, And Robin, who has never worked, is sitting pretty in her $1 million home with her freaking Charles Dickens Christmas houses is beyond a travesty. They better give Janelle what she's owed. That was such an irritating... I can't believe it. A real moment for Janelle, although a bit too zoomed in, but I really felt... Third teaser, Robin is still crying, and she says it feels disrespectful almost to be happy with Cody at this point, and she seems to be struggling about that. Susie assures her that Christine, Mary, and Janelle all said to her that they want them to be happy. But Robin says that it's just not good enough. It needs to be told to her face off camera, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't know why it needs to be off camera, as if it's like an act when they say that on camera, like they don't really mean it. I think they actually mean it. Suki says that Robin needs to be released by her other sister wives somehow or something, because she just cannot let go of her quote-unquote commitment to the other wives and kids, even though she ruined their gift exchange and won't really allow her kids to spend time with them, basically, based on what we hear from Mykelti. So this actually doesn't really jive. It doesn't really make sense. She just cannot wrap her head around the fact that their big polygamous family is over. She still imagines that she has these relationships with these women, especially Christine Janelle. I mean, it's crazy to me that she thinks that there's any relationship there. She's in La La Land, denial here, in Tell All Part 3, and I hope you enjoyed my little analysis of the 3 teasers. Let's see what the full episode brings for Sister Wives Season 18, Tell All Part 4, and then we'll have the spin-offs to talk about. But who would you crown the winner of all the tell-alls so far? Honestly, I don't even know. I need to watch the last part to figure all that out for myself. But after my last recap, I will crown a winner of the tell-all who performed, who expressed themselves better, who is the most kind of relatable, because I feel like some of them were kind of dancing around topics and not really answering questions a little bit. Like, give it to me straight, right? So the winner's probably not going to be Robin, to be honest, because I don't think she was honestly that interesting, this tell-all, but stay tuned for that in Utah 2. Janelle is just not there yet, though. She says it takes a long time in plural marriage to get a release. What the heck is a release, and how long does it take to get one? I think she means like a real break off of her relationship. Savannah is right there during the whole conversation because, let's face it, the apartment is so small, you can't really have secrets anyway. And Savannah confirms that Cody hasn't seen her or talked to her since the beginning of December for her birthday, and it's now mid-January. Unclear why Savannah was completely snubbed by Cody for Christmas, why she didn't get an invite to see Cody, she didn't get a present from Cody. And Savannah says that she was sad at first, but now she's mad. Looks like Savannah didn't get a scooter, guys. And Christine is so pissed about the whole thing, and I don't blame her. Cody says that Christine and Janelle banded together, and he doesn't have the emotional fortitude anymore, and that the phone goes both ways. He said, I can reach out to Savannah eventually. It'll happen. Okay, Cody, call Savannah. I mean, that's so cruel. Her watching everyone get those scooters and everything. She didn't get anything, not even a phone call. It's terrible. Robin is driving up her van now, and she's coming over to Mary's house. They're still meeting outside for some reason, and Robin says that Christmas was crazy. She says Isabel, Mykelti, and Truly came over. Poor Mary didn't even know, so she's hurt by that. And Robin, as usual, just releases herself from feeling bad about telling Mary by saying she had no control, absolutely no control over what was happening. Whatever. Robin still doesn't understand why Christine left still. It's so annoying. She's still grasping at the fact that there was quote unquote no real deal breaker. I'm immediately annoyed by this conversation, honestly. Janelle says that when they went public, it never really settled the same way as before, and they kept trying and trying, but it just always... My next recap, I'll be back on Sunday with that. Alright guys, bye! This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18 Tell-All Part 3. And the episode starts pretty abruptly, and we're still talking about the season finale, particularly the scene where Mary tells Cody to kick rocks for good after years of Cody telling America in his confessionals that he doesn't want to be with her. Christine questions why Robin is even there on Coyote Pass with them as they're having this important conversation about their marriage, and everyone agrees about how everything that went down was humiliating for Mary. Mary says that although the hints were all there, she didn't want to infer that her marriage was over. She wanted to be told directly. Talk about next level denial right there. She says basically, despite the million red flags over 10 years, because of her commitment, she was not going to assume anything. And Cody says that he made an agreement with Robin, and Robin only, that if they're not in love, that they won't drag it out. And he didn't make this agreement with the other wives, and apparently they were actually mad when they found out about this agreement. Mary is like, where was this agreement for me? Cody says he didn't go deep with Mary because he was scared of her reaction. Come on, like, that is not a good excuse at all. Very typical guy excuse right there. And here I almost fell asleep with Mary going on about how her commitment and her values were important to her. 10 years is a long time for holding on, that is all. Cody is adamant about how the covenant doesn't mean anything if it involves the dissolution of his soul. This on top of the fact that he said it's not safe for him to be with Mary. So a lot of weird cryptic things about Mary destroying his soul, apparently. He refuses to trash talk her, he says. And this is laughable. He thinks now he's not going to trash talk her. Someone roll the tape now, because he's going to sit here and act like he's above trash talking her when that's all he's done in breadcrumbs at this point. Like, they didn't even invite her over for Easter, and they knew she was probably alone. Like, what is that? In the last year, Janelle says, I need something different. It just doesn't fit the parameter anymore. She wants to do something different. Janelle's like, it's very amiable with Cody. Christine says, well, I saw the fight. That's not that amiable. In her confessional, she didn't call her out in person. What is up with Cody and Janelle using the word amiable so much for everything? Amiable. Everything's amiable. Janelle says, we've been friends with benefits for years, and now I want something more. Friends with benefits with 6 kids. Imagine. Friends with benefits. That's how she's describing her relationship with Cody at this point. But I don't even know if there's benefits right now. Right? Like, is there benefits? I mean, can we ask a follow-up question? Christine says that Robin has everything she wanted in a husband, and she's like, can't believe she just said that. Janelle says she can't be married until she's released by the church, but she's not involved with the church, so she can't really go through and ask to be released, so she's kind of caught in whatever. Christine and Janelle still don't have great communication. Like, as they're talking, I feel like they're like walking on eggshells, probably because cameras are there or something. I mean, this is national television, but I just feel like they're not communicating like exactly like girlfriends. Like, they're not being super, I don't know. But Christine says that they'll just continue give her scraps. So here we are. Yes, like Janelle and Mary are kind of getting scraps right now. It is sad to watch.
Are you going to try and do, are you guys going to?
I'm going to try, but if Robin's there, I don't give a.
So no one's talked to her in person.
No, the truths were revealed, and we all just said, cool, this is the point where we all go. We're done.
This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 9. In this episode, the gloves are off between Cody and his older kids, and they throw shade at each other like never before. It's kind of heartbreaking. There's groovy music and Flagstaff B-roll. Get ready for a trailer. If you liked Gabriel then, you'll really like him now because he seems to be really stepping up to the plate for his mom. And also worth mentioning, Garrison's usually there too helping, but Garrison's actually traveling in Italy at the moment. He went to Rome and saw the Colosseum. So he's on I don't know if it's a solo trip or what. Janelle gave an update on her trailer and said, the trailer is ready to go for the summer. Yes, it took a few weeks. Some of it was finding the time to break away and drive up there, even though once I hit the road, I'm always glad I did. Some of it is the self-doubt that still creeps in and tells me I'm crazy for breaking out of my routine and trying something really outside my box. Telling myself that it's hard, it's so much easier to stay here and to do the same old, but there is so much waiting for us when we step out. I wonder why we overthink and overworry the things designed to bring joy and offer even more empowerment. Tawanda. She's been saying Tawanda a lot. It's like live life to the fullest type of situation. Alright, so good for Janelle. Good for Janelle. Very excited for her. Meanwhile, Christine went to Disneyland in California again with David, Truly, and Isabel, and they looked like they had fun family time there. She said, had a blast in California Adventure and Disneyland. Club 33 was awesome. Let me know what Club 33 is. I have no idea. Christine was just in California, though, a month ago, so she's repeating the trip, I guess? Last time she went to Universal Studios, so interesting that she's back a few weeks later, but this time with Isabel. Anyways, Fan did have a lot to say about 13-year-old Truly, and how she was kind of leaning away from David in a picture and looked bored in another picture. But I think people forget that Truly is 13, and teenagers all act like all sorts of ways and all sorts of moods all the time. So, and also, yeah, I am sure she's adjusting to having a new father figure in her life, like a stepdad. And also in the public, so everything's felt her emotions in that scene. Now we're at Robin's house for Christmas Eve. Mary is saying that everything's kind of weird, and I agree. She brought her lasagna. Robin has her Dickens Christmas set because Cody loves Charles Dickens. And Janelle puts Cody's gifts in storage because he's probably not even going to drop by. Since when does having a fight mean ditching your whole family and kids at Christmas? I do not get it. Robin is trying to repress the romantic energy between her and Cody for the sake of Mary, who says she actually feels like the other woman, despite being married to Cody first and remember bringing in Robin herself into the family. Remember the story goes that Mary suggested that Cody dance with Robin at some dance or something. Also, where is Leon? Did Leon not come home for Christmas? I don't get that either. Christine's happy not to be with everybody. She says she wants a chill and easy Christmas. Janelle is hosting her kids in a vacation rental, and Gabriel's there, so I love that. Gabriel says it's been hard. They've been keeping the door open, and some haven't. Garrison says they've reached out. The boys and Cody have two very different stories here. They keep saying they reached out, and Cody says he reached out and only got rejection. So, two very distinct tales. Cody says, Merry Christmas! And Robin's kids come down. It's Christmas Day. He got them all electric scooters, and he's hoping that they'll have fun with them on Coyote Pass. Okay. Robin thinks he's trying to compensate for the fact that the family's not here. But wait, something is causing a stir online about this scene, and it's that Ari, who is at this point I think like 7 or 8, I don't know, appears to still have something in her mouth, a pacifier. So how, I don't know. I refrained judgment when she was like 4 and people were making a big deal about this. I still thought it was too old. I mean, I'm not looking to mom shame at all here at the moment. She was married to Cody Brown for nearly 26 years. And, you know, let us know she was in a relationship a hot second ago in February, and now she's engaged, like literally getting married any moment. I can only imagine what Peyton, her son, thought of all this. He publicly said that he thinks they're moving fast, and that apparently other people in the family think so too. There's like concern. Anyways, everyone's happy for Christine, with some people just slightly concerned about how fast they're going and stuff. But from what I see in my comments, everyone's very supportive of what's going on, even though it is really fast. I mean, it's going to be good TV, right? Very good. Season 18, here we come, right? Alright, thanks so much for listening the whole way through, guys. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Bye! This is an update on the oldest kids from Sister Wives, a Where Are They Now update for April 2023. Let's catch up with Hunter, Maddie, Gwendolyn, Mykelti, Peyton, Savannah, and even Leo. Let's start with Hunter, Janelle and Cody's second oldest son, a fan favorite for sure. Hunter recently brought his girlfriend to dinner with his family. Her name is Audrey, and she's becoming more and more of a fixture at family events. According to People magazine, Hunter first shared a photo with Audrey on Instagram in November 2021. He teased their relationship, calling the photo a pretty girl appreciation post. So they've been a couple probably for like roughly 2 years. Hunter is also local-ish, according to Janelle, and so he's able to join his mom and even Christine a lot more recently. He's officially adulting, guys, and you know what? Hunter always spoke his mind and famously called Mary and Robin lazy on a camping trip in season 3. Do you guys remember? He was the one in the family who arguably adjusted the worst to Vegas. But regardless, he still succeeded in life. Hunter graduated with a master's in nursing from Johns Hopkins University, and it's ironic that Hunter hated Vegas because, according to an article by Screen Rant, they seem to think that Hunter moved back to Vegas and works as a nurse there. That may be magical, and they sealed their love with a kiss, and they were introduced as Mr. and Mrs. Woolley, with Cheers and Etta James's At Last playing in the background. I mean, I cannot even picture anything more romantic. I mean, can you? After a short and sweet ceremony, the couple and their guests moved to the tent, decked out with breathtaking lights and flowers at the reception. And the floral design was overseen by someone named Allie McDermott from Magnolia and Lace. I mean, they're just dropping the names of all the vendors in the People magazine article. And let's talk about, you know, what they ate and stuff. So they had sparkling apple cider, champagne, Moscow mules, and mojitos during the cocktail hour. So they must like those cocktails. Followed by a buffet dinner that had roast beef, barbecue chicken, cowboy potatoes, baked beans, and corn on the cob. So we can assume that they like these things. Delicious though. That sounds so good. And for dessert, they cut into a 3-tier cake, and of course David's must have a Darth Vader themed groom's cake. So I guess David is a Star Wars fan, and that's kind of like a very sweet ending to a perfect day. Christine and David, you'll remember, first met on a dating site I think called The Stir in 2022, and their love just blossomed naturally. Christine was captivated by David's just great profile, and David knew right away that Christine was special. So it's a very modern love story that warms our heart From polygamy to monogamy, you know, it's all the things. David couldn't help but express his feelings, calling Christine a unicorn and sharing just how lucky he feels to have her by his side. Christine, who was previously with Cody, I don't know if Robin was there, I don't know if Mary was there, I'm sure Janelle was there, I don't know who was there yet. But their love story is truly special, although, you know, people thought it moved fast. Like, here they are, happy and in love. And there you have it. The heartwarming wedding of Christine Brown and David Woolley finally happened. And, you know, it fulfilled her dreams and created a true love story. And that Christine and Cody had an argument, and Christine says that Cody said that they weren't going to be intimate anymore. And it was really the kiss of death to their marriage. Christine started like packing up his stuff immediately, etc. So Cody wanted Janelle to buy Christine's house, but Janelle wanted to do her own thing. She wanted her own house, and Janelle ended up living in an RV on Coyote Pass to try to push things forward on the property. She also lived in an apartment for some time, and seems like some of her pushing for Coyote Pass may have worked, because according to reports, 2 plots of land now have been paid for. So the door may be open for Janelle to build a home there, but I mean, does she still want to do that now that she's separated from Cody? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but as of now, Janelle lives somewhere in Flagstaff that has a good patio. She said, "The place I'm living now has a great patio. I've always wanted a great patio where it wasn't so blazing hot Vegas, so you could sit outside. So I splurged on some patio furniture this year, and I'm loving my coffee on the patio. This is a cool, peaceful Sunday morning." So who knows if Janelle will end up building on Coyote Pass or not at this point, but, you know, we want her to be happy where she is. Christine then ended up in a townhouse in Utah, her first place as like a single woman, and recently bought a brand spanking new house with her fiance David. This is a whirlwind romance. I'm not sure they've known each other a year yet. Not sure about that. She and David got this house for $770,000 in March 2023, according to reports. And we know that she's looking to build a lot of fun stuff in the backyard for the grandkids. That's like the idea. She wants like a large counter when she can have a cool drink setup for entertaining, plus a hot tub, shed, fire pit, a garden. She also wants like a playground for the grandkids with like a sunken trampoline and a spot for RVs. Who knows, maybe so that Janelle can park hers there. Who knows? They are also building like a bigger deck in the back, and overall everyone's extreme. Holy crap, Valentine's Day this year is complicated and horrible. And Mary says, "I'm not doing a damn thing. You have to have a Valentine to celebrate." Aw, like, that's so sad for Mary. She probably, you know, she wishes she probably would be on a good track with Cody. I just remember that Cody used to come in with like 4 bouquets of flowers historically in other seasons, and they all very carefully on Valentine's Day would act like not too lovey-dovey when they accepted the flowers, except Robin. She would do the whole thing. She would kiss him, etc. Christine announces that she's hired a matchmaker. She wants a bald, tattooed man, basically the anti-Cody. The matchmaker said that she should not say she has 6 kids right away, just that she has some kids. But I mean, any guy will Google her before the date, so I'm pretty sure they would know anyway. Now, Janelle looks super anxious. She's doing the close-up, selfie video from her phone again. And it's time for her to meet with Cody for the first time since their big fight. Janelle shows up to the restaurant and says that she's not pining or missing Cody right now in her confessional. Cody asks for a hug when he comes in, and they kind of awkwardly hug, and he says, "So, how are you?" She says, "Good." He says, "Are you good?" He probably expects her to have been heartbroken for 6 weeks and just been pining for him all this time, but that's not the case. Cody quickly blames his behavior on the divorce, how it's impacting his relationships, and he realizes that he's not a safe place for Janelle right now. He's transmuting his pain into anger, he says. Janelle's just not buying it at all. It gets awful quiet, there's awkward silences, and Janelle just gets to the main message, which is that she wants to stay separated for now. This is clearly kind of what she came here to say, and Cody had a different idea. I think, honestly, Cody thought they were going to reconcile at this sit-down, but fact of the matter is, talking about how there's a new huge random ring replacing his commitment ring that he used to wear. Mary says, I don't care if he bought it, if Robin bought it for him, if they bought it together. But they wouldn't go more into detail about the ring. It's weird, but I also don't blame Cody for not wearing a ring that he had like 3 failed marriages on. So, like, I get that, but it's a whole mystery. And in the new teaser from Us Magazine, Cody's confused about why Mary is moving her businesses to Utah and taking a room at her B&B. Mary doesn't understand why he even cares about this, and the clothes are actually going to go where her mom used to stay, so it's a non-issue. Mary says she does not want to leave Utah, and she says, I still have hope, okay? And Cody's not even offering an ounce of care. This was his face while she was saying that. And maybe I can't relate because I haven't been, married to someone for 25 years. But like, Mary, how long are you going to grovel and have hope over this guy? He's just not the same Cody as before. He's just not. Cody says that he feels like Robin is trying to play a role in him and Mary's reconciliation, and he's scared that if he abandons the other wives, she'll lose respect for him. So, abandon. Just him using that word. I mean, that's the realest he's been, right? Like, abandon. And of course, People Magazine also had a teaser, and basically Cody is taking Janelle out for her birthday, which is a big surprise because they haven't seen each other in like 6 weeks or something. And seems like he may be making a play to make things good with her. And Janelle says it's better than staying at home and watching TV. But honestly, she does not think it looks good for them still. But you never know. Maybe they can be hit by lightning and live happily ever after, she says. Well, there's that. And Christine is actually super supportive. She says whatever makes Janelle happy, if that's going with Cody, or if that's like being on her own, she'll support whatever Janelle wants, and that's like a real friend, right? Something about her not having tried hard enough to keep the family together, as if that was her sole responsibility. And honestly, we all feel a way about Robin, but it's not exactly fair to blame her if this is actually true. As for all the talk about Robin and Cody not doing well, etc., potentially splitting, do I think they'll ever break up? Absolutely not. I don't even believe any of the split rumors at this point. Cody and Robin were actually spotted at a local festival together this month, looking like a normal couple would, like arguing about whether or not to buy an antique or something. And in the season 18 trailer, Robin was shown having a full-on crying fit about her broken dreams of being on the porch with her sister wives and growing old. It was a whole thing, and the memes about this just keep on coming. I mean, these are from Reddit, and they are so funny. Which one's your favorite? As for Cody, we know that he did send a cameo to someone asking him to reveal a secret, quote unquote. And the secret that Cody decided to reveal was that he was with some of his friends and that they would be on the show with him talking about his upcoming divorce. And one of those friends were actually Nathan. You may remember Nathan, he's appeared on the show before, and I think he's actually Mary's brother-in-law. So kind of awkward if the divorce he's talking about is with Mary. It's probably a different one, just given that. But hey, Cody's out here getting some friend support. Hopefully they can actually reason with him, and hopefully they're giving him good advice and he's gonna listen. But like Robin says, Cody's gonna do what Cody's gonna do. So Christine now, let's talk about Christine. Christine this month continued to gush about the love of her life, David, as they're still on the fast track to getting married probably really soon. She said under these pics, "As soon as I saw you, I knew a grand adventure was about to happen, and adventuring with you has been the grandest time of my life." And now for some wedding news. Based on social media, it looks like Gwendolyn and her... There were mixed reactions in the room, if you remember. Some people hugged Robin, actually. Christine did. She loves kids, so it makes sense. But Janelle was in the background, just kind of like looking around awkwardly. She absolutely did not run up or even show emotion in that moment, which was very telling of their relationship. Robin was actually very hurt by this. Very weird to watch a pregnancy announcement where people seem like not stereotypically like happy, like, yay, a baby. It was not like that. Next, let's move on to My Sister Wives Closet and that debacle, because that's fun. This was like circa 2015. And yes, at one point, the family was actually trying to make Robin's vision a reality. And Robin kept accusing everyone of not trying hard enough. So Janelle, I think, always thought it was stupid. She basically had said that she didn't think the business would support more than a few people, so that she didn't know why she was giving her time, and that she probably should just focus on real estate instead. Robin was so offended that the wives were considering My Sister Wives Closet a hobby. Then when they did this cringe presentation in front of investors, Janelle was completely embarrassed by the whole thing and how unprepared they were. And she basically said, like, we looked stupid. Janelle is clearly not a fan of My Sister Wives Closet. Neither was Christine, but it definitely kind of didn't help the relationship with Robin. When Mary and Cody announced that they were getting divorced so that Cody and Robin could get married, Janelle's reaction was not positive at the time either. It was kind of like when Robin announced she was pregnant, to the point where Cody met up with her afterwards to talk about it. And she said, you know, she was worried about a change in dynamic and that she's probably irrational, but that she was just worried about it. She did not buy into what they were selling. And a lot of fans say, you know, she kind of predicted what was going to happen because there was kind of a change in dynamic. In the earlier seasons, because Mary was wife number one, the only one with the legal marriage, I feel like I was kind of hoping that there would be like a reconciliation by the end of the season. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think they're still feuding. Okay, so let's talk about the episode description. So it's called Don't Put All Your Eggs in One Basket. And it says, Christine is excited to celebrate her first Easter since divorcing Cody. Janelle says her life is also better without Cody, but reveals she would consider polygamy again. After learning Aurora is interested in a boy, Mary reflects on marrying so young. Wait, Aurora is interested in a boy in the next episode? Is this like the lighthearted storyline that we all kind of need to survive the episode? I'm surprised that Robin is even letting her kids film this season, because Mykelti did mention that she's just very overprotective, probably why she doesn't really like the cameras going in her house that much. But Aurora is getting a lot of scene time. She pierced her ears. Now she likes a boy. I mean, well, good for Aurora. I mean, she seems to be doing well. Alright guys, I hope you liked my teaser analysis for next episode of Sister Wives. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe please to my channel. Pretty please. Alright guys, bye! Here are the teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 9, and at the end of the video, I'll talk about Gwen not attending Christine's wedding and what Mykelti had to say about that. Before I start, please like this video right now and subscribe to my channel. In the first teaser, Janelle talks about how Cody is having trouble with his older kids. We all know that. Janelle says that basically when they were younger, the kids didn't question anything, and now that they're grown and they question things, it's hard for Cody. I think that Cody forgot that kids still need a dad after 18. It's weird. Robin says that Cody's relationship with the older kids were really good before the pandemic. Actually, she says with a lot of them, so not all of them. I don't know. She's essentially blaming Christine leaving for the demise of his relationship towards her since like season 15 have been brutal. It's just too bad that they divorced back in the day because Mary could get alimony from him or something. The whole divorce thing was such a bamboozlement. The manipulation of the century, maybe even. And I guess the big season in Season 18 is a blow up between Janelle and Cody in her apartment. This is definitely going to be a big moment. It was in both teasers and they're so focused on it. So in the trailer or teaser part 2, we see Cody straight up gaslight Janelle, saying that she cheated him out of his family. Ugh, oh my god. And with the Christmas tree in the background, Janelle says he's pushing her out of the door. And he's like, that's an exaggeration and a lie. I mean, viewers, unless the show is completely inaccurate, everyone's gonna see Janelle's point. Everyone's gonna be with Janelle. We've seen evidence ourselves with our own eyes. And Janelle is like, you're manipulating. And Cody storms out. Janelle tries to like make him stay. She then swears at him. And then she's so angry, she tells the crew, shut it off. And her face is just like, she breaks the fourth wall. She looks livid, but I mean, this does not look staged or anything like that. Like, that is real. That looked real. Anyways, now let's see if we can learn even more about the new season from the press release that TLC issued with a synopsis of the season. So it said, Cody is still grappling with the fallout from his divorce with Christine, and he is struggling in many of his other relationships. Christine, however, is learning to love who she is on her own by planning trips and celebrations along the way. No mention of Christine dating here. When does David come in? Please tell me. I want to see Cody and Robin's reaction to that. Yeah. Robin is the only wife secure in her marriage, yet devastated that her original dream of a big, happy, polygamous family is falling upstream. Tony had said that he didn't want to be part of the text thread. He didn't want to know anything about the text thread and didn't want to be in drama. So that's Tony's overall vibe. He's just like, please keep me out of this. Mykelti says that she started the text thread for the gift exchange. So this is interesting because on the show they said it was Logan. Maybe they assumed because he's the oldest, but it was Mykelti because she says at the time she was on good terms with everyone. A couple of parents were like, why aren't the parents involved? Why are you starting this text thread? So why they acted this way makes no sense, but okay, like let the kids have their own thread. I don't know who the parents were that said that, but anyways, so Mykelti then added all the parents in with their toxicity after they were apparently vexed about not being included. And then it was suggested that maybe they do a FaceTime call, but there are like 25 people and they're just not going to work. Like, it's not going to work to make a schedule that's going to fit everyone's FaceTime. So, ultimately it was decided we're not doing a FaceTime. Mykelti is pretty adamant that Robyn's request for FaceTime is not what caused the spiral into toxicity in the thread. People misspoke, she says. It's a text thread, so you can't hear someone's tone of voice, but apparently it was the final push as to why the family is now separated, and that certain kids used emojis in the thread, thumbs up, thumbs down, laughing emojis, and that emojis really fueled the fire. So of all things, emojis. But it's true, if someone says something, kind of from the heart or whatever, and then someone puts a laughing emoji, I don't know, it could rub someone the wrong way for sure. Tony also mentioned that he could actually see that Robyn's kids were excluded sometimes in the family, and that it was visible to him. So he validates Robyn's claim that they were outsiders. Mykelti and Tony also talked about how the family is cliquey and that Robyn is living with David out of wedlock at the moment. I mean, they're engaged. And I mean, the audacity, if this is true, the audacity. I mean, Cody literally was courting a fourth wife while Christine was pregnant, and technically 3 of his wives were out of wedlock, so the whole wedlock argument doesn't really have legs for him. But anyways, we don't know who the insider is. We always have to take articles like this, kind of with a skeptical eye, right? Alright guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back with more content. Bye guys! Can we just have a quick Sister Wives update about the pictures from Savannah Brown's graduation? Because it looks like the most awkward family situation ever. There were clearly 2 very divided groups at this graduation. I'm sure you could have probably cut the tension with a knife in Flagstaff that day. So in this corner, you had Cody with really bouncy curls that day, by the way. He did show up for his little girl, as he should. There's no way to confirm if Robyn was there or not. I mean, people could just want to not be in pictures and stuff like that. And in the other corner, you have basically people who have very tense and strained relationships with Cody in various ways for various reasons. There's Gwendolyn, who has been holding nothing back on her YouTube channel, calling him manipulative and admitting that she's not a fan of Robyn, and it's not even clear if he's going to even go to her wedding. We have Garrison and Gabriel. This played out on the show. They literally butted heads with Cody since the pandemic. Cody seemed super kind of cold towards them, in my opinion, not understanding that they wanted social lives as young men, and kind of insisted that they just up and move out or whatever. There's just a lot of anger on being episode 5 of Sister Wives. We're getting dark here. It's gloomy. There's a lot of controversy here, a lot to talk about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll be back with more recaps and reactions. Bye, guys! There is so much going on this month in the world of Sister Wives that I have no choice but to make multiple update videos about what Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn are up to in September 2023. Here is my part 1, and stay tuned until the end of this video to get all the tea about that text exchange that caused a huge rift in the family at the end of the video. Let's start with the fact that Starcasm is claiming that Christine's wedding to David is imminent. They say that Christine told fans on Instagram that her wedding is about 6 weeks away, and that would bring us to roughly mid-October or so. So Christine also said, according to them, that she is looking to change her last name from Brown to Woolley, which is a big deal and a sign that Christine just wants to completely leave her past behind her forever, because it would mean that she would have a different last name from her kids. Fans have been speculating about when her wedding was going to be for a while. Some people were even saying that she's already married. It looks like it's going to be an October wedding just before the holidays. I'm curious to see who will make the guest list and if it's going to be filmed. Christine also revealed this month that she met David on a dating app for single parents called The Stir, so I guess dating apps do work sometimes, and that she actually watches Sister Wives on cable with David, which must be awkward. Meanwhile, Mary and Janelle are both traveling at the moment, or they have been traveling, probably to avoid watching the show, maybe. Travel is always a good distraction. Mary was in New York recently and watched this clip where she's with her friend Melanie in New York, and Melanie accidentally reveals their exact location over live, and Mary says something like, "Do you know who I am?" I just think that's my opinion, just because she tends to show her emotions during family sit-downs or get-together the most likely to make a face. The article said that Madison also talked about how their family show had become volatile and that Cody had cut them off completely. So that is sad. I don't really get that. I don't understand that because, I just don't. Sounds completely chaotic. And honestly, I'm not surprised they were talking about family drama in the slightest. I would have been shocked if they didn't talk about the family drama at dinner in Nashville. But I feel kind of bad that an eavesdropper spilled the beans and now we're all talking about it. But I guess it is what it is. Number 3. Someone on Reddit said that they actually met Aspen at Kendra Scott, and as expected, she was lovely. The person said, "I'm visiting Salt Lake City, walked into Kendra Scott at City Creek Mall, and she was there. I gasped and introduced myself. We chatted for a good 20 minutes. She is so kind and beautiful. Didn't ask for a pic because I felt so awkward, but wow, she's so sweet." Number 4. Someone took a picture with Christine wedding dress shopping, guys. She was there with her mom, her daughters, and I'm assuming a film crew. I mean, that's a moment they need to capture. The person who posted the picture said, "Talk about a beautiful bride-to-be. Wedding dress shopping was fun and fabulous. Love you, sis. And I sure love these 2 mamas of ours, too." So this could be like a friend of Christine. And she got 30 likes on that post at best, I believe. I mean, if I take a picture with Christine, I need more likes than that. I mean, come on. And number 5, Christine is so famous that now she gets notes from the stewardesses on the airplane. She posted this picture of a note that someone left her recently, and it was so sweet. It said, "Mrs. Brown, soon to be Mrs. Woolley. Thank you so much for flying Delta. It was nice to meet you and David. Thank you for showing girls everywhere that we all deserve our prince and to be happy." I mean, so nice. And that's it for my roundup of 5 behind the scenes Sister Wives Season 18 Episode 6. They're really good. And guess what? There are four teasers, guys. I'll also talk about the description for Episode 7. Teaser 1. Cody and Janelle meet for the first time since their big Christmas fight where Janelle told Cody, "F you," and they're back at the same restaurant that Christine and Cody met at in Episode 1, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's the Mexican place with the red walls. This teaser is from People magazine, and it starts with Janelle basically saying that Cody needs to be a man and stop saying that the relationship is crap because Christine left. This is a new outfit for Janelle, by the way, in her confessional, and from the sounds of it, it probably was filmed after she left Cody because the gloves are off in this confessional. She says, "Separate your relationships and pay attention." The awkward silence at the restaurant is so deafening and cringe. It's so awkward. Janelle says that she wants to stay separated for now. Cody is shocked for some reason. She does offer the idea of counseling and says that she's not throwing in the towel yet, but she wants to be separate so she can clearly think about what she needs out of the relationship moving forward. And then Cody goes on the same old tangent about how Christine blindsided him. And Janelle says in her confessional, she's not buying that because she says, and I quote, "He's been telling me for years that he wasn't attracted to Christine and that he was struggling in their marriage." Janelle says, "I would have left his ass the first time he said that to me." Boom! I love this new confessional vibe for Janelle, honestly. She's way more aggressive with it, let's say. I mean, staying in a relationship where your husband is literally telling the world and other wives that he's not attracted to you, I can't think of anything more degrading. It's beyond. I mean, come on. Anyone with self-respect would have left. Cody can't say a thing. And by the way, Christine is so pretty. I think she's gorgeous. Weird. To be loving and respectful to Cody, I want to say yes. But I don't know how this works. She feels like it's disrespectful to be happy with Cody. She cries and cries and cries about her commitment still to the wives, and she wants to have like a conversation with them off camera. She wants to know for sure that they want her to be happy. She's not convinced that they do want her to be happy with Cody at this point still, and the waterworks are just out of control, or should I say the no tears waterworks. It's next level crying. Suki asks Christine if there's something David does better than Cody, which is a messy question. She says David is observant to her feelings and will listen to her. And lo and behold, her king, David, comes out with his white goatee and seems kind of oddly comfortable on camera already, which is, surprising. He's not nervous, he's just there, and he handles himself like a champ. Suki's bad interview skills, though, were on full display here. Her questions to David, I thought, were kind of out of line or kind of something it's his first interview. David says that he was married for 20 years, he had 8 kids, and she passed away, and then he started dating again. And when he saw Christine, he knew about her, so he thought, okay, I'll just give this a try. And his daughter thought that he was being catfished. So he had seen the show. So it's not the case that he didn't know who she was. David says that he brought her to see a play at one point, and her reaction to the play, it was Little Mermaid, was so sweet that he knew that she was special. Suki asked this dumb question about physical attraction, like, so how's the physical attraction? Like, really, Suki? And then she asks, do you have a thing for blondes, David? Suki has just kind of reached a new low for me here. I don't know, it's just so irritated with her line of questioning. They show the scene where Christine says that she's looking for the anti-Cody, a bald man with tattoos and motorcycles, and that she was hurt that Cody wasn't attracted to her all these years. And number 8, and something I did not know, is that prior to Robin, on and off they would talk about maybe having another wife. A couple of women actually wanted to join the family. One of them wanted Cody alone, so that wasn't going to work for them. And one of the others, it was going fine, but abruptly ended for unknown reasons, I don't know. So a little bit of history there. I guess they were more open to having a new wife than I thought initially. I thought they just kind of stumbled upon Robin or something. I'll leave a link to the full interview in my description, but overall, this was such a good interview and juicy scoop, I thought. Let me know if you guys listened to it and what your thoughts are. Maybe, if there's a point that you thought was extra interesting, let me know, and I'll be back with more Sister Wives content. Bye, guys! This is a Sister Wives update for December 2023. We're diving into what Meri, Janelle, Cody, Robyn, and Christine are up to this month, and there's a lot of drama and news to talk about. And stay tuned until the end of this video to find out what the family will be doing for Christmas this year. Let's start with Christine. So, love is in the air, and Christine is getting her own spin-off, a wedding special. This month, TLC announced that the two-part special, set to air in January, will be dedicated to Christine and David's nuptials, which took place on October 7th in Moab, Utah. So, we'll get to see Christine finally get her dream wedding, a nice wedding dress, you know, the whole hoopla, and of course Peyton and her dad walked her down the aisle. So part 1 of the special will air on January 7th, followed by part 2 on January 14th, so pretty early on in 2024. And Christine is just taking the world by storm. She was named one of reality TV's top 40 most powerful women by Variety magazine. And none of the other wives were chosen, obviously, and she attended a special dinner and event with other amazing women in reality TV, like a lot of the Real Housewives and her Hallmark movies with the predictable storylines, the princes from European countries, and the people that always kind of look like Santa in those movies. She's also been doing mundane things like moving water tanks with Garrison, getting her oil changed, and drinking out of her mug that says, "Rescue your own damn self." In terms of Janelle's kids, Savannah turned 19 this month on December 7th, and Logan and his wife Michelle did this so funny denim photo session at JCPenney. Janelle said, "The funniest thing I've seen in a week. My kids are the best, so creative and funny." Michelle and Logan and Michelle's brother and wife had a photo shoot at JCPenney Sunday. Scroll through, I'm dead. Janelle seems to be taking it easy after going on this media tour with Christine in New York and being interviewed with Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood, and Us Weekly. I do have a full video on one of those interviews, so just go look in my videos for that one. And Janelle is just so diplomatic during interviews, and Christine is just ready to tear things up. It's kind of hilarious. They're like yin and yang. So, moral of the story, they don't trust Robyn. They kind of admitted to that in those interviews. Speaking of Robyn and Cody, In Touch reported this month that they are upgrading their $1 million home in Flagstaff. Yes, that is correct, making it even less likely that they'll be going on Coyote Pass. According to the article, Sister Wives star Cody Brown and wife Robyn Brown's Flagstaff, Arizona home is set for a major renovation, as In Touch confirmed. The dad of 18 filed permits to upgrade the $1.8 million property. The reality TV alum, 54, applied for a residential self-issue permit on December 11th, according to records viewed by In Touch. The documentation was approved the same day and will remain valid until June 7th, 2024. The couple, who legally wed in December 2014, seemingly plan on making some major changes as the permit allows homeowners to reroute, followed by more epic training. Yep, it looks like on day 2 there was some working out happening and inspiration. She said, "After a good workout, we did a little more sightseeing and shopping. This place is amazing, y'all. P.S. If anyone knows where I can get my hands on a cute Paddington figurine like this one, only quite a bit smaller, please let me know. I'm obsessed." Okay, so it is the Paddington bear obsession. That's so interesting. Meri talked about how excited she was for her trip on Fridays with Friends with Jen, and it seems like a good time for her to get away, and it looks like these retreats really make Meri feel good and stay positive, so I'm all for it. Might also mean that she's done filming for a while, perhaps, or done for the season. I don't know, but the Danelle Delgado, by the way, I've seen Mary talk about her before, and she is well known for training entrepreneurs, and she's also like a motivational speaker, I believe. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed my Mary update about her trip to the UK. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye! On Sister Wives, the Brown family has had a crazy amount of drama, but nothing compares to the drama in the feuds in the family. In this video, I'll be taking an in-depth look at 4 major feuds on Sister Wives. They are Mary versus Janelle, Payton versus two of his sisters, Cody versus Gabriel and Garrison, and of course, we have a Christine versus Robin situation. But before I dive in, please subscribe and like this video, like right now. Let's start with Mary and Janelle. Janelle and Mary's feud dates back to like the 90s. Janelle was married to Mary's brother, Adam, and when their marriage ended, sparks began to fly, and Cody and Janelle started courting. So immediately, Janelle said that when she met Cody, she had the strangest feeling and felt as if she had forgotten something and suddenly remembered it. Kind of like how people describe, soulmate situations. It's been said all in like these Spanish style rentals far from each other, but within the same school district that they liked. That's how they chose where they wanted to be. And the teenagers, and probably especially Hunter, really struggled to adjusting to Vegas. So it's super ironic that Hunter is living there now as an adult working in healthcare. Fun fact. So eventually, a huge storyline was that they were trying their best to build new houses for every wife on a cul-de-sac, and getting approved for the mortgages was like no joke, because it was nerve-wracking, especially for Robin, because she had accumulated some debt coming out of her last marriage. But they did actually get the new houses built, and they were thrilled. Like, this was like peak happiness. Mary got her wet bar and thought she had the best kitchen. They were in a gated community, and apparently Robin had a trampoline and playground in her backyard. According to the Las Vegas Review, the first floor of the houses had like several den office spaces, plus a bonus room behind the kitchen. The master suites were mostly like on the first floor, and all the other bedrooms were on the second floor, with 2 bathrooms with full baths. So the houses were beautiful. It was a huge upgrade from wherever they had ever lived before. The family seemed to have a lot of great years in the cul-de-sac in Vegas, but Cody got the itch, seemingly out of nowhere in 2018, to move away and get away from Vegas. The place that he had pitched so well as like a fun place, he was not enjoying anymore. And the wives weren't really on board initially, given that they were so settled there and that some of their kids were in the middle of their high school years. So he changed their mind, and they ended up buying the Coyote Pass property in Flagstaff, Arizona. Yes, despite the real estate agent telling them that the coyotes that go there have the plague. I mean, they loved the pond for some reason, saw the angels singing, and just went for it, selling their homes in the nice cul-de-sac that they had tried so hard to get, and moving once again into rentals far away from each other in Arizona, until, whenever...
I just watch you around. So, always have. I know.
Let's take a look at some teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 7. And I'm feeling like this is going to be a Robin-heavy episode, guys. And my patience is wearing thin over here. The first teaser is from today, and Mary is finally telling Robin she's moving her clothing business to Utah. She's not saying she's fully moving to Utah, just her clothes, so shouldn't be such a big deal, right? Well, Mary looks super nervous, and she's kind of like breathing hard or something, saying it's just become so much to go back and forth from Utah to Flagstaff. As if she needs to explain anything to Robin, honestly. It's like she's at the principal's office or something. Mary says, and so I'll be moving out of this house. And Robin's face immediately is not happy. It's hashtag confused and unhappy or something. Mary looks so uncomfortable, and I do not know how we got here. Mary was wife number 1. She should not be all tongue-tied and nervous telling Robin anything, you know? So, but here we are. Mary says that she will be downsizing in Flagstaff, but still keeping a house here. And I was hoping this was not the case, by the way. And Robin says she's just double checking that this is still Mary's home and that she's still going to be here. Literally feel like Mary is still having a house in Flagstaff just to please Robin at this point. Robin, who doesn't even seem to let her sit inside her house these days. So what is happening? I honestly feel like this is selfish of Robin. If Mary was really my good friend, I would honestly tell her, get away and just live your life. Do not look back. This man is not treating you well. Robin is kind of breaking girl code in this sense, I honestly feel. I would not be double checking that she's staying for my own selfish needs. Robin there. So curious to see how Janelle and Cody act on their, dare I say, date. One thing they need to avoid talking about is the boys, for sure, because we all know how this went over Christmas. Like, that topic should be off the table, always. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed my teaser analysis for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 8. I'll be tuning in and I'll have a full recap up later. Bye guys!
He likes to string people along. I'm frustrated. He strung Mary along for years and years and years. And then he tried to string me along. And now he's stringing Janelle along. He's exhausting. This is my recap and reaction to Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 7. The episode is called He Said, She Said. In this episode, 2 conversations are happening at the same time. Janelle and Christine at the restaurant with the red wall, and Mary and Robin at Mary's house. Both conversations are absolutely boring, and I'm going to call this episode a filler episode, but I mean, it has some fun bits within it. So Christine and Janelle are going to lunch. Things are settled now after the big fight, and Janelle is finally ready to confide with Christine about how just terrible her marriage to Cody is. Meanwhile, Mary is super nervous for some reason to tell Robin to come over. And yes, they're finally sitting inside, and she's going to share the fact that she's moving her clothing business to Utah, and Robin probably won't be happy. So Mary's super nervous. But honestly, who cares at this point? Who cares? So here we go. Robin says, "Don't leave me." And Mary's concerned about how this is going to look like, you know, her just moving her clothing business away. Is this going to look like I'm leaving Cody? But all fans know from watching Cody's confessionals that Mary is getting played, so she should be running for the hills anyway. Mary says, "I have an update on my life. Since Mom passed, it's been a lot of work going back and forth to Utah." She says, "I'm going to be moving out." He says Christine doesn't know Robin at all. She never tried. I don't know about that. Like, really? She doesn't know her at all? He says that Christine was a terrible sister wife, but she's probably going to be a good wife to David, but she wasn't a fit for him. And for 1,000 reasons, she wasn't good in polygamy. 1,000, guys. 1,000 whole reasons. Really? Suki didn't like that statement, actually. She's kind of biting her lip. And he says anything Christine says about Robin is sour grapes. And now he's angry. So good for you, Suki. You activated Cody. He goes on to say that he'll only believe that Christine is in love with David
after she stops talking about his dear Robin. I don't understand the association, but I guess until then, he doesn't really buy it. What a weird veiled threat or something. It's just a weird thing to say, that he'll only believe their love is real when she stops talking about Robin. So this implies he doesn't really think Christine and David are the real deal. Christine says that she was in her kitchen at one point and she realized that how she feels about David is how Cody feels about Robin. And now she understands why they never wanted to leave each other, which is a weird revelation to have for sure. There's a sadness about that though, you know, like she realizes, oh yeah, we didn't have love. Janelle says that she thinks that Cody wants to move forward as a monogamous now, and that if he does go back to polygamy, she will owe Suki $1,000. So she's a betting woman. She also admits that Cody and Robin found something that works for them. I don't know, like I'm sad for Janelle that she has to say basically that her husband has someone he loves and she's not that person. It's sad. Do you guys think here she is alone, her husband is in love with someone else, and she appears to be fine with it, but I'm sure she's lonely, and not to mention, Cody's not exactly helping her a lot with the kids, so she's alone in that too. And that sucks. That's my opinion, just because she tends to show her emotions during family sit-downs or get-together the most likely to make a face. The article said that Madison also talked about how their family show had become volatile and that Cody had cut them off completely. So that is sad. I don't really get that. I don't understand that because, I just don't. Sounds completely chaotic. And honestly, I'm not surprised they were talking about family drama in the slightest. I would have been shocked if they didn't talk about the family drama at dinner in Nashville. But I feel kind of bad that an eavesdropper spilled the beans and now we're all talking about it. But I guess it is what it is. Number 3. Someone on Reddit said that they actually met Aspen at Kendra Scott, and as expected, she was lovely. The person said, I'm visiting Salt Lake City, walked into Kendra Scott at City Creek Mall, and she was there. I gasped and introduced myself. We chatted for a good 20 minutes. She is so kind and beautiful. Didn't ask for a pic because I felt so awkward, but wow, she's so sweet. Number 4. Someone took a picture with Christine wedding dress shopping, guys. She was there with her mom, her daughters, and I'm assuming a film crew. I mean, that's a moment they need to capture. The person who posted the picture said, "Talk about a beautiful bride-to-be. Wedding dress shopping was fun and fabulous. Love you, sis. And I sure love these 2 mamas of ours too." So this could be like a friend of Christine. And she got 30 likes on that post at best, I believe. I mean, if I take a picture with Christine, I need more likes than that. I mean, come on. And number 5, Christine is so famous that now she gets notes from the stewardesses on the airplane. She posted this picture of a note that someone left her recently, and it was so sweet. It said, "Mrs. Brown, soon to be Mrs. Woolley. Thank you so much for flying Delta. It was nice to meet you and David. Thank you for showing girls everywhere that we all deserve our prince and to be happy." I mean, so nice. And that's it for my roundup of 5 behind the scenes Sister Wives motto, followed by more epic training. Yep. It looks like on day 2 there was some working out happening and inspiration. She said, "After a good workout, we did a little more sightseeing and shopping. This place is amazing, y'all. P.S. If anyone knows where I can get my hands on a cute Paddington figurine like this one, only quite a bit smaller, please let me know. I'm obsessed." Okay, so it is the Paddington bear obsession. That's so interesting. Mary talked about how excited she was for her trip on Fridays with Friends with Jen, and it seems like a good time for her to get away, and it looks like these retreats really make Mary feel good and stay positive, so I'm all for it. Might also mean that she's done filming for a while, perhaps, or done for the season. I don't know. But the Danelle Delgado, by the way, I've seen Mary talk about her before, and she is well known for training entrepreneurs, and she's also like a motivational speaker, I believe. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed my Mary update about her trip to the UK. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye! On Sister Wives, the Brown family has had a crazy amount of drama, but nothing compares to the drama in the feuds in the family. In this video, I'll be taking an in-depth look at 4 major feuds on Sister Wives. They are Mary versus Janelle, Payton versus Chuva's sisters, Cody versus Gabriel and Garrison, and of course, we have a Christine versus Robin situation. But before I dive in, please subscribe and like this video, like right now. Let's start with Mary and Janelle. Janelle and Mary's feud dates back to like the 90s. Janelle was married to Mary's brother, Adam, and when their marriage ended, sparks began to fly, and Cody and Janelle started courting. So immediately, Janelle said that when she met Cody, she had the strangest feeling and felt as if she had forgotten something and suddenly remembered it. Kind of like how people describe, soulmate situations. It's been said whenever they could afford to build on Coyote Pass with no infrastructure whatsoever there. So just deciding which plot of land they would all get, who will be in the trees, seemed like a never-ending saga for seasons and seasons. Christine ended up buying a house in Flagstaff, and initially Janelle, Mary, and Robin rented. Mary and Janelle lived in multiple rentals there. Mary had one rental where she had to move out because of angry neighbors. The next one she had an elevator. It was gorgeous, but the driveway looked really hard to go up. And there was another one that was really nice, but she recently moved out of that one. And honestly, she seems to have moved out of Flagstaff and moved to Utah near or at her B&B Lizzie's Heritage Inn. But this is kind of based on fans seeing Mary with like moving stuff or whatever. Mary's never confirmed anything. It's probably going to be on the next season. We just suspect that she does live in Parowan, Utah now. Lizzie's Heritage Inn used to be owned by Mary's ancestors. She had said at the grand opening on Instagram, "This is an old family home of mine, built by my great-great-grandparents in 1970 and occupied by 4 generations until it sold out of the family in the 1980s. So it was a dream to get it back in the family." Robin ended up buying an almost $1 million house, and the down payment was paid for, according to Janelle, in part with the money she had from the sale of her Vegas house, which is pretty controversial. It's huge inside Robin's house. It's a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house in Flagstaff. It sits on multiple acres of land, has 2 master suites, a 4-car garage, and like a really nice kitchen. So this is where Cody spends most of his time, clearly, and in my opinion, it's the most luxurious option. So then, when things fell apart between Christine and Cody, she sold her house in Flagstaff. The house had a great view and 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. It's there where Cody and Christine had the infamous argument while he was like installing a door to stop the cat from going into certain areas. For some heartwarming Sister Wives news tonight, Christine Brown's wedding dreams have finally come true, guys. The Sister Wives star Christine, at 51, walked down the aisle with her fiancé, David Woolley, 59, in a fairy tale wedding that had all the bells and whistles. Finally. And People magazine had the exclusive details. Christine and David's wedding took place in the breathtaking Moab, Utah, in front of about 330 guests, which is a huge wedding, actually. And we found out that her dad and Peyton walked her down the aisle, and I just love that detail so much. The celebration kicked off the night before with a scenic dinner cruise down the Colorado River. The couple wanted to share this special moment with their family and friends as much as possible. So their outdoor wedding was a beautiful sight with natural colors like rust, dusty rose, mauve, deep plum, and peachy coral that perfectly complemented the backdrop. David just could not stop gushing about the view. We all know Christine likes to see the angels sing. Am I right? The wedding fulfilled a lifelong wish for Christine. She always wanted to wear the white dress, walk down the aisle, and have all the bells and whistles that she missed out on during her first marriage with Cody. She actually described her first marriage as sad. So, I'm so happy for her she got this. And guess what? She got it all. So take that, Cody. I mean, just kidding, but Christine looked absolutely stunning in her dress with a plunging neckline and a lot of beading. So this dress definitely kicked her first dress's, butt. And let's not forget her beautiful hair and makeup. And of course, because it's Christine, family was at the heart of this wedding. Her kids and grandkids walked down the aisle in between the parents, making it super family oriented, and it was really a touching moment. So Christine and David exchanged vows under a beautiful floral arch in the front of Colorado River, and it was just well for all the weird questions. Christine says that her gut reaction is that she doesn't want to invite Mary to her wedding, but Leon, she says, is going. Cody's family, she says, some of them will be coming, which I found strange a little. I think she said that Cody's mom is going. Mary says that she hopes to marry again someone who cherishes her this time. And Janelle ends the whole thing by saying that she probably won't reconcile with Cody. She can't see it. She still has high regard for him, but she doesn't really want to reconcile. And now we get into the final random question of the tell-all, who their celebrity crushes are. So here we go. Janelle's celebrity crush is Gerard Butler. Mary's celebrity crush is Matthew McConaughey. Cody says his celebrity crush is Sophia Loren since he was 6 years old. And Robin's celebrity crush revealed by Cody is Ryan Reynolds. He says, that's why I have six-pack abs to keep up with the competition. I don't know if he can keep up with Ryan Reynolds. I'm just going to put that out there. Sorry, Cody. It's not really a competition there. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're still listening, you're amazing for listening to all my rants about the tell-alls and for the whole season. I can't believe this is the tell-all finale, but there's more coming up. There's like these specials where I know like Robin like storms off and cries or whatever, and then there's the wedding special. So I'll be back with more recaps for that. But thank you so much for listening the whole way through, and I'll be back with more content. Bye, guys. Here are the teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, The Tell-All Part 4, the final part of the tell-all. We made it, guys. We made it. In the first teaser, Cody goes in on Christine when Suki reveals that she said that she didn't think Robin really wanted to live plural marriage. Obviously, this was going to trigger Cody like nothing else. He cannot stand when the wives say anything about Robin. So, well played, Suki. Well played. She clearly was going to unearth the crazy Cody moment. News alert! It's official! Christine and David are engaged and getting married probably pretty soon, guys, after dating for an estimated 6 months. And she's started planning, apparently. So the announcements came with a People magazine article and an official TLC announcement. And maybe slight shade towards Cody, probably, maybe. Christine said, David treats me like a queen and tells me I'm beautiful every day. I've never been in love like this before, and the world seems like a brighter place with him in it. I'm so excited for the wonderful adventure we are going to embark on for the rest of our lives. And cue the multiple mentions about how he is the love of her life. And basically, Cody was not. I mean, is that slight shade? I mean, the whole never been in love like this before. Remember when Cody said at the tell-all that men probably won't like the fact that she's left a good man or something like that? Well, who's laughing now? Who is laughing now? Just saying. David even posted on his Instagram and said, "Every day when I look at you, I can't believe I'm the luckiest guy in the world because I have you. You are the most loving and caring person I have ever met." Christine is so in love with David. She's even writing about it on Washroom Mirrors. I mean, I'm literally serious. This is from David's Instagram. So they're definitely in that honeymoon phase still. And side note about David, his profile picture on Instagram is kind of giving me creepy vibes for some reason. He looks so much better in all the other pictures. Don't you guys think? Like, message to David, change your profile picture, please. And it looks like they will be getting married sooner than later. Literally a day after announcing their engagement, Christine is already looking for wedding vendors in Utah, which kind of tells me, like, you know, she's in a hurry, or they're in a hurry to get it done. She said, "We don't always get second chances in life. I'm blessed to have found mine, to have found my happily ever after. It's time to plan a wedding. I'm asking for any Utah locals for help. Our wedding cake, flowers," and so I thought I would share them and react to the quotes here. So first quote, "It's terrible that I'm making this about myself, but it hurts so much to see him be a good father to others when I didn't really get that much. I'm so happy they have a good father, or from what it looks like to be a good father and an active father." So this was actually really heartbreaking to hear her say, and it was very apparent, you know, that she was fighting back tears, so it made me really sad to hear her say that. I can imagine that that would hurt a lot. She also said that she doesn't like Robin as a person. I mean, no surprises here, right? So she also kind of went in after her brother Peyton, and she had said, "He's the most awful person I've ever had the displeasure of knowing, and I would strongly advise taking anything he says as fact. I would advise against giving him any kind of support, even if you're just watching the kind of content he puts out." I mean, ouch! That has to be difficult for Christine to manage. Two of her kids, like, have a huge rift. They don't get along at all. I mean, maybe we don't know the whole story. It's kind of hard to tell, but just always sad to see a brother and sister have a big rift like this, honestly. Gwendolyn also commented on Cody and Robin's spending habits. She had said, "I think that my dad and Robin have a terrible habit of spending very crazy and like not within their means at all." So that's interesting. I feel like I've heard this before for some reason. And, you know, since Janelle used to handle the finances, I feel like she would know best, and she has like that whole story, you know? Meanwhile, Leo, Mary's child, and their fiance Audrey seem to be enjoying life. I think they live in Colorado now. Under this image, Leo said, "I love to love this human." And they seem to be spending a lot of time with their dogs. And Mary chimed in the comments, "Love you both." So word on the street is that Leo is distancing herself from the family in a way, probably for her own peace and sanity and to stay away from the drama. They seem happy, which is good. Mykelti, Christine's daughter, is just boss ladies doing their thing. I think the Kardashians were even there. Imagine Christine interacting with the Kardashians. This is her level now. So that's so cool. Christine went to New York this month and visited her sister, and they had this cute double date situation going on. Christine has been traveling a whole lot lately, and someone in her comments said, "Did you save your grocery money for this trip?" Which is a clear reference to when Cody told Christine if she wanted to go on a trip, she had to save her grocery money. This was back when she was babysitting or watching like A Million Children, and that scene did not age well. And David replied in Christine's comments and said, "Nope, spent the kids' Christmas money." David is just trolling the trolls, people. And that's not all. He was still in Christine's comments this month when she posted this picture just saying how she loves monogamy now. She had said, I was always concerned I would lose my independence in monogamy. I realized the other day, being married to the right person, David for me, that I am more independent than I ever was." And David said below in her comments, "Had surgery last Friday. I've never been taken care of like Christine has done for me. I have the best wife and soulmate that anyone could ever have. She is my angel. Love you so much, Christine Woolley." Notice how he called her Christine Woolley and not Brown. I don't know if she changed her name. I feel like probably not for the show even, but maybe we'll find out later. Mykelti and Tony, meanwhile, went to LA for the weekend recently for a wedding, and they had a nice couples weekend. And they both look great, by the way. They've lost so much weight. I can't even believe it. And Mykelti had said, "Every small moment has built our relationship stronger. Getting away to appreciate my husband and the life we've built together was wonderful. So yeah, more LA weekend photo spam." And Isabel, Mykelti, and Aspen spent some good sister time together lately as well. Mykelti has been very open on her Patreon about multiple times that even from early on, Janelle and Mary butted heads. And that Janelle kind of even toned down the PDA with Cody very early on because it felt kind of uncomfortable. In the book Becoming Sister Wives, Janelle said that housekeeping was a major problem between her and Mary. She said that Mary and Cody would actually gang up on her and insisted that she clean the house in the evening while she was kind of trying to relax, I guess. Things got so bad that after a really bad fight with Mary, Janelle moved away with her kids to her mother's house and then agreed to come back because they were moving into the Lehigh house that had more space and a full yard and everything. So it kind of lured her back in. There was some type of rumbling on the show about Mary restricting access to her side of the house in Lehigh or something about using her steps, to the point where Janelle was worried that in Flagstaff, on Coyote Pass, Mary could restrict the kids from going to the pond if she lived next to it. So she was trying to restrict Mary from living next to it, which sounded ridiculous to me at the time because A, the pond is disturbing and disgusting. B, who the heck cares about the pond that probably has prairie dog poop in it with plague? I never understood why Janelle was so passionate about the pond. Either way, Mary and Janelle actually went to therapy together, and on the way there, they rode separately. And they rode separately to therapy when they used to live in the cul-de-sac, which was basically the same general area, showing how close they actually are. I mean, it couldn't be done. They couldn't ride together. It was too weird. Mary also said something kind of interesting one time on Anderson Cooper's show a long time ago, because Anderson actually doesn't even have that show anymore. She had told Anderson that Janelle threatened her less than Christine in terms of jealousy because she kind of saw Janelle's relationship with Cody as more of a friendship. And Christine's was more romantic. Ouch. Okay, so she kind of had a little bit more, I don't know, clout. I don't know. It's weird. It's all about perception, but it did shift after this happened, in my opinion. In a later season, I think season 15, someone had tweeted that Cody calls Robin love, and that he didn't call any of the other wives that. It's true, he used to say love like a million times per episode. And so Janelle responded on Twitter, and she had said, "He calls me sweetheart. I wouldn't want to be called love." Oh, the shade. Not too shady, but like just enough, you know? This was back when they used to live tweet during the show. They don't do that now for obvious reasons. Clearly, Cody and Robin would get roasted on Twitter. Beyond this, in the later season, things escalated, for sure, between Janelle and Robin. There was one moment where Cody is working out in Janelle's garage with music, and Janelle says, she needs something harder, like in terms of music. And she confessed that she actually likes Eminem and German industrial rock, which is surprising, honestly. And then in her confessional, Robin was so judgmental. Her face just looked so judgy and, in my opinion, I guess. But she talked about how when they were in Vegas, Janelle used to attend concerts and wore black t-shirts and heavy makeup. Robin was shading Janelle here and acting like a 1950s housewife. Like, who cares about people's music choices? The face she made was quite epic. In season 17, the feud escalated again up a notch. Fans spotted Janelle rolling her eyes at Robin during intense discussions about Christine leaving. Obviously, Janelle just sided with the boys in terms of their dislike of Robin and the belief that she had something to do with the rules Cody implemented when, the virus was happening and they said you had to wash your mail or never see your family or something. It was pretty strict. And Janelle just never seemed happy to be even sitting next to her. For some heartwarming Sister Wives news tonight, Christine Brown's wedding dreams have finally come true, guys. The Sister Wives star Christine, at 51, walked down the aisle with her fiancé, David Woolley, 59, in a fairy tale wedding that had all the bells and whistles. Finally. And People magazine had the exclusive details. Christine and David's wedding took place in the breathtaking Moab, Utah, in front of about 330 guests, which is a huge wedding, actually. And we found out that her dad and Peyton walked her down the aisle, and I just love that detail so much. The celebration kicked off the night before with a scenic dinner cruise down the Colorado River. The couple wanted to share this special moment with their family and friends as much as possible. So their outdoor wedding was a beautiful sight with natural colors like rust, dusty rose, mauve, deep plum, and peachy coral that perfectly complemented the backdrop. David just could not stop gushing about the view. We all know Christine likes to see the angels sing. Am I right? The wedding fulfilled a lifelong wish for Christine. She always wanted to wear the white dress, walk down the aisle, and have all the bells and whistles that she missed out on during her first marriage with Cody. She actually described her first marriage as sad. So, I'm so happy for her she got this. And guess what? She got it all. So take that, Cody. Just kidding, but Christine looked absolutely stunning in her dress with a plunging neckline and a lot of beading. So this dress definitely kicked her first dress's, butt. And let's not forget her beautiful hair and makeup. And of course, because it's Christine, family was at the heart of this wedding. Her kids and grandkids walked down the aisle in between the parents, making it super family oriented, and it was really a touching moment. So Christine and David exchanged vows under a beautiful floral arch in the front of Colorado River. And it was just extremely happy for Christine to have this new house after, all the years, even living in the basement, right? Christine deserves this new house, guys. All right, let me know what you think of all this in the comments. which house you thought was the best, which, who has the best house. Chime in below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys! Let's talk Sister Wives behind the scenes. Here are the top 5 behind the scenes Sister Wives moments for July 2023. Number 1. Mary was spotted by someone on Facebook. They posted a picture of Mary filming at Lakai, which is interesting because that's where Aspen actually married Mitch. I have absolutely no idea why she would be filming there at a party or wedding venue, but it must be some type of storyline. At best, it could be for Leo's wedding or a party for them, or at worst, for some vow renewal with Cody. Could you imagine? Good to see Mary filming because some reports said that we wouldn't be seeing her much next season. But like someone in the comments said, we're probably going to find out what she's doing there at Lakai in like 3 years. So, I mean, given how delayed the seasons have been, right? Number 2. Remember when Christine, Janelle, David, and Madison went to a Plexus convention in Nashville earlier this month? Well, there's some tea. So according to an article by TV Seasons and Spoilers, they talked about Cody on Father's Day at a Nashville bar, which is somewhat behind the scenes salacious. As per The Sun, who I think had actually had a photographer out there in Nashville somehow, they were talking about Cody and the other wives. The eyewitness disclosed that they had a deep and animated discussion for almost 3 hours. Robin and Mary's names came up while Christine lost her cool and claimed that Cody had been stressing her out. So the insider further said that David mentioned meeting one of the wives twice who gave him weird looks. I just feel like that could have been Robin. There's more, and most importantly, my wedding dress. Please reach out and DM me your info if you're in Utah. Local designer, artist, or owner, and can help me with my wedding. So excited to plan this blessed day with David by my side. Anyways, so at this rate, I literally would not be shocked if the wedding is like next month or next week. Anyways, it's coming. I just hope Christine finds a wedding dress she likes this time, and that her wedding isn't sad like she described it with Cody. She deserves the best wedding ever. Such a whirlwind, guys. Seems like she's planning already. This wedding is imminent, and I'm sure will be filmed. I mean, they have to film it. And that begs the question, who's going to attend? Who's going to be there? I mean, my money is not on Cody and Robin. Mary, I don't know. Like, I don't think so. But probably the older kids and Janelle for sure. And although we don't know how Cody and Robin took the news, people are reacting to this engagement. Janelle said, "Yay!" And McKelty clearly seemed supportive. Gwendolyn posted something about twinsies because now they're both engaged at the same time. Seems like fans are mostly happy for Christine, but there are some that think maybe things are like moving quickly. On Reddit, someone had said, "And for God's sakes, don't let Cody officiate." Can you imagine how cringeously delicious that would be, though? And for sure, don't let Cody dance at her wedding. I mean, I like the Brown family dancing, though. It's entertaining, but I really doubt Cody's gonna be there. That would be, almost inappropriate, right? Everyone would be thinking, knife in the kidneys. Anyways, someone else said, "Oh, I hope so. I hope they filmed him propose, film the wedding planning, film the wedding, and hopefully they get at least an 11-day honeymoon in a better location than San Diego." So this actually made me laugh because remember the hoopla with Robin and Cody needing this 10-day honeymoon while she was pregnant? It was like a whole thing. So yeah, time for Christine's 10-day honeymoon somewhere cool. Christine is very much in the seize the moment type of mindset. Drives to Garrison's house, and Garrison says, "We've got pie." And then they have pie, and Christine is like, "Can I ask what happened on the text exchange?" Gwen says that Robin wanted to do a Zoom because Ariella was forgetting who they are, which is like some backhanded passive aggressiveness right there. Garrison says Robin made it all about herself, and she says, you know, there's past trauma here. And Gwendolyn says, where's the trauma? Because Cody prefers them. Am I right? Like, the whole trauma narrative is another narrative that we just cannot get rid of here. And here comes the story we've heard a million times about how Robin says that when they were blending families, there was no support and they're traumatized. Brianna and Aurora say that they were hurt and confused and had heard that the other siblings were thinking of having a Christmas without them. But who told them that, and is that accurate? Because is this like Robin and Cody saying stuff that's not true to... I don't know. That's weird. Robin says, I got attitude from the older kids and it felt defeating. We felt like we got voted off the island. She then told McKelty and Logan apparently to communicate with the other kids that they weren't going to participate in the gift exchange, and a line was drawn that day. Garrison says that she turned it into her victimizing herself when it was just about trying to do an exchange, and they say she was basically gaslighting everybody. Not surprised. Garrison says Robin is the catalyst of all this, turning herself into a victim. And Cody says, all of you are jerks, and I don't want to call them, and I don't want to talk to them. Garrison says Robin's mad that she can't have this effect on them anymore. And he's like, have him, Robin. We're all grown adults. The fact that in this scene, Cody says he actually doesn't want to talk to them just breaks my heart. I don't know. That scene was just really toxic. Christine says that she wishes things were better, but she doesn't even know what to say. She says, I may not be able to give them a dad, but I give them Janelle. Oh. And Cody says that Christine was a crap sister wife to ask him about symptoms, but forgot that it was his birthday. All in all, don't understand why Cody isn't more attentive to his relationships with his older children. I mean, they're amazing. It was hard to see them not understand each other at all. Another son that Cody is kind of feuding with is Garrison, Janelle's other son, who also had a lot to say about the rules. Garrison argued that he also wanted to have a social life, you know, during the pandemic, and Cody insisted that he should move out. But Janelle wanted him to stay home so he could save for a house, which is totally understandable. Any mom would do that. Garrison actually did buy a house in Arizona. He's a homeowner of a 4-bedroom and 2-bathroom home, so I guess Janelle kind of won in this case. Cody said at the reunion that he is still angry at the boys. He said, we need therapy. I've gotten to the point where I'm so angry about what happened that we're not communicating, and I think they are too. Yeah, like maybe a little bit of therapy would be helpful. Like, I just honestly, can't we all get along? I mean, some of these feuds are so historical to the family, like they're long-standing, but kind of interesting to talk about. So I appreciate you guys watching the whole way through, and if you like this video, give it a like, and please subscribe to my channel for more Sister Wives content. Bye guys! Today, we're diving into the world of Sister Wives and their land, Coyote Pass. There are a million reasons why Coyote Pass is a broken dream for Cody, Mary, Janelle, and Robin. Let's take a closer look at the property itself and the controversies. The Brown family's move to Coyote Pass has been an ongoing storyline on the show. The property is a stunning 20-acre piece of land with breathtaking views of the mountains and valleys, a place where the wives famously said they heard angels sing. Well, the angels are probably not singing anymore. Here are the many reasons why perhaps the Coyote Pass dream and the fantasy of it all is officially over. Janelle, the Coyote Pass certified #1 fan, seems to have thrown... It's funny that she acknowledges, it's like, hey, I'm a celebrity. This was from one of her Fridays with Friends.
To a Broadway show. We're going to go see.
51st and 8th is what we're on. No, 49th and 8th. That's better. That makes more sense. We're on this road.
Do you know who I am? You never live tell where I am.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, look
I
at
don't
this.
know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I didn't know. I thought she was like serious.
Okay, so I need to train her.
Mary posted this about her trip to New York and also reminds everyone, as usual, to worthy up. She said, I spent some time at the Museum of Ice Cream in New York City this week. Such a fun and interactive place. Oh, and lots of ice cream. One of the activities was this wall where you can create and write messages. Let me share with you my message to the world. Worthy up, reminding you that because you exist, you are worthy. Yeah, this is like a new thing. Mary's like a motivational speaker now. And Janelle has been in Mexico. Actually, I think she's literally there now if you're watching it the day I post this. And in her stories, she's been posting what she's been up to. She's been at the beach. She watched a mariachi band. She's living the good life over there in Mexico. I don't know who she's with or if this is like a solo trip. I'm assuming this has to do with Plexus, a brand that she sells for, but honestly, good for Janelle. She probably wanted to take a break after that crazy episode aired of the big fight between her and Cody in her living room, and word on the street is that she had asked her kids not to comment on it. I mean, that's kind of what Mykelti alluded to, and she probably asked them not to watch it, honestly. Like, I wouldn't blame her. It's kind of awkward. Speaking of watching the show, I have a confession to make, guys. I joined Mykelti's Patreon. I'm her patron, pretty much specifically because I'd heard that she'd spilled some tea about that toxic text thread that caused a major rift in the family. So I had to investigate for all of us and also to support Mykelti. So I watched her live. Weird to be loving and respectful to Cody. I want to say yes, but I don't know how this works. She feels like it's disrespectful to be happy with Cody. She cries and cries and cries about her commitment still to the wives, and she wants to have like a conversation with them off camera. She wants to know for sure that they want her to be happy. She's not convinced that they do want her to be happy with Cody at this point still, and the waterworks are just out of control, or should I say, the no tears waterworks. It's next level crying. Suki asks Christine if there's something David does better than Cody, which is a messy question. She says David is observant to her feelings and will listen to her. And lo and behold, her king, David, comes out with his white goatee and seems kind of oddly comfortable on camera already, which is, surprising. He's not nervous, he's just there, and he handles himself like a champ. Suki's bad interview skills, though, were on full display here. Her questions to David, I thought, were kind of out of line or kind of something it's his first interview. David says that he was married for 20 years, he had 8 kids, and she passed away, and then he started dating again. And when he saw Christine, he knew about her, so he thought, okay, I'll just give this a try. And his daughter thought that he was being catfished. So he had seen the show. So it's not the case that he didn't know who she was. David says that he brought her to see a play at one point, and her reaction to the play, it was Little Mermaid, was so sweet that he knew that she was special. Suki asked this dumb question about physical attraction, like, so how's the physical attraction? Like, really, Suki? And then she asks, do you have a thing for blondes, David? Suki has just kind of reached a new low for me here. I don't know, it's just so irritated with her line of questioning. They show the scene where Christine says that she's looking for the anti-Cody, a bald man with tattoos and motorcycles, and that she was hurt that Cody wasn't attracted to her all these years.
It's a very, very self-deprecating situation.
how his anger was a turnoff for Robin, apparently. I mean, yeah, it is a turnoff to be like super angry and weird in confessionals like that. Any woman would run the heck away, right? Well, basically, Cody was oversharing with Robin, probably more than he was in his confessionals. I mean, can you imagine? But in this teaser, Cody's interview was way more interesting than Robin's, I do have to say, in this teaser. In another teaser, Christine talks about how she doesn't trust Robin because she does one thing and then says another, which she has actually said this in interviews. This is not new information. Christine distrusts because Robin says she wants a big family and how she's mourning and everything, but then does all these separate things with Cody. It just does not make sense. Suki is like, how can you have a relationship with Robin if you don't trust her? Like, Suki, really? Have you watched the darn show, Suki? Christine already told Robin, like last season, that she doesn't want a relationship. Christine says, no, I will not have a relationship with Robin. But she doesn't blame Robin for everything going wrong either. That's more of a group blame situation. And Mary says that her relationship with Robin is getting figured out, whatever that means, but obviously they're not as close as before. I mean, after Robin's freak out, I would question things too. She says things are different, and emotionally, Mary's just not 100% there yet to be friends with her ex-husband's wife. Totally get that. Mary says, I'm single. I don't have sister wives. And Mary talks about how Jen, her BFF, has her back 100%, but the other wives don't. But then she says Robin does. So basically she means Christine and Janelle don't have her back, basically, which no, they don't. I feel like there's no love lost between them, and it's because of past stuff, which hasn't been fully revealed. In another teaser, Mary accuses Cody of not telling her how he felt for a long time, leaving her to pine for him. And she says that when Cody told Robin in the finale that they had an agreement,
Garrison says that the text thread was the point where they stopped caring, and Gwen is like, if we had a face-to-face with Robin, she would probably manipulate us and cry. Okay, so it's getting savage. There's a lot of like, I think they might be showing them these scenes in confessionals and they're just like fighting back. And on that note, it's Avalon, Mykelti's daughter's birthday. They just shoved that scene in there, and her party is at Robin's house. Cody just loves how Mykelti is warm to them. Apparently Tony loves Robin. They're connected and they get each other. And I had no idea about this. And Robin says he's a good kid. And they start talking about how Robin saved Mykelti from her siblings being mean to her or something like that. But again, we've heard this before. This is not a new fact. Christine's Flagstaff friends now are celebrating her anniversary with Cody. It would have been married since 1994, so I mean almost roughly 30 years. These are moms that she had met through Isabel, and Christine says you have to find a new identity when you're divorced, and it's super important to find good people. Cody calls in the middle of the conversation, which is super weird because it's their anniversary and he obviously knows that. And she goes on for a little bit about how, you know, she's a big fan of divorce. She says, like, basically, if you think you need to divorce, do it, you know. She highly recommends it. And I think Christine feels liberated. It's almost like she was in a prison and now she's free. Like, it just, for her, definitely was a good experience to divorce. The nosiest friend at this dinner asked Janelle how she is hearing what Christine is saying. And Janelle says that it does not bother her. She doesn't care, and she doesn't feel much loyalty to Cody right now. Janelle tells them that things are pretty okay with Cody. She just met them, and she's just not the type to, like, spill the beans, so she's definitely holding back. And Christine says that her tipping point was that he wasn't being a good dad to her kids. Cody says in a scene that Christine basically forced herself in his life, and he does say something. Now in another teaser,
David is now on the couch. I repeat, David is getting interviewed. He hasn't even been on an episode yet. And Suki asks him what he thinks of Cody. Now, obviously, he has to watch what he says here. This is a delicate kind of hot seat question because Cody's going to see this. He says, well, Cody wears his heart on his sleeve. And maybe he should not put it all, out there like that. He wants you to hear him, David says. And, he says that he wouldn't be like that. That's like the nicest way to say Cody's an absolute lunatic I've ever heard. Cody says that for David's sake, Christine has to destroy his character. As if he really didn't do that himself. But anyway, for David to be okay because otherwise it's like she left a good man. He says that he vetted Robin hard to make sure she didn't leave a good man, basically insinuating maybe that David may not have vetted Christine, or maybe there was just less vetting overall in that situation, less than he did with Robin. Cody says he doesn't even know David, and he hopes that Christine is choosing well, and he says it again, I hope she's choosing well, kind of hinting that he's not so sure, maybe. I mean, I see some veiled shade. I don't think Cody is convinced that Christine is making the right decision, but he's dancing around that a little bit, and I don't think David is as nicey towards Cody at all in private based on what I'm seeing. He watches the show with Christine, for God's sakes. He does say at the end that when he was dating women, this is David saying this, which makes it sound like he was quite the dater or something. I don't know. But he says that when he was dating people, that his kids always came first, which in David language could mean I wouldn't have let a woman, aka Robin, get in between his kids like Cody has. But props to David for going to the tell-all at all and being part of this whole mess. He seems to be, like a willing participant, and that's probably a good thing. And yet another, if you know that reference, you know. She also is expanding her deck and is remodeling her backyard to make it super fun for the grandkids, and kind of gave like a tour and explained all of her plans on Instagram. I think she said she's going to add a trampoline somewhere and all this stuff. Truly in the video says that she now has a clear path to sneak out at night with the porch or something, anyways, but that didn't faze Christine at all. She just continued on with her tour, and I was like, wait, what did Truly say? But it all looks amazing, and we're happy for Christine and her new amazing house. And did I mention that Christine travels a lot these days? I feel like she's on a trip all the time. She also went on a mother-daughter trip with Truly to California. They went to Madame Tussauds in San Francisco, and also to this place, which apparently was on Christine's bucket list, but I've never heard of it. She said, crossed an item off my bucket list today, visited the Winchester Mystery Mansion, and it was incredible. I highly recommend both tours. So if you've been there or heard about this place, please let me know in the comments what it's all about. Is it haunted? Is it just kind of an interesting place? What is the history? It's nice to see Christine make time for just her and Truly. I feel that's probably needed, especially given how much change Truly's gone through recently. A lot has happened in Truly's life. So next, Isabel and Mykelti, Christine's daughters, just celebrated their birthdays, and so they all kind of got together to celebrate. And by all, I mean everyone except for Peyton. So Christine's only son. Where are you, Peyton? I haven't seen Peyton in Christine's pictures in a long time, and so I went to look for Peyton where else, TikTok, his favorite thing, and I was surprised to see that he actually has not posted since March and hasn't really been active on Instagram in a while. Kind of suspicious because Peyton especially loves TikTok, so
Yeah, I hope he's okay. Wondering if he just kind of stopped everything social media. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also like this video and comment with your thoughts. And this was an August 2023 Part 2 update for Sister Wives. Bye, guys! This is a Sister Wives update for August 2023. Huge month of drama for Robin, Janelle, Cody, Mary, and Christine. Season 18, People magazine interviews, wedding drama, European trip, mom shaming, and guess which one said she actually would consider polygamy again? I know, crazy, right? So before I start, please like this video right now and subscribe to my channel. So let's start with Christine Brown. Christine this month released her official engagement pictures with David. They look all loved up in the pictures, and Christine continues to do things she was not able to do with Cody at all, because we all know Christine and Cody barely dated, they just got married, and Christine had called their wedding sad, she hated her dress. So it's time for Christine to have some redemption, some time to shine, so she's doing all the wedding things as she should. Christine revealed to People magazine that she met David, by the way, on a dating app in October 2022. So, not even a year ago. This month, before the big premiere of season 18, Christine and her daughters, excluding Gwendolyn and her son Peyton, vacationed all over Europe together in Ireland, Scotland, England. Mitch, Aspen's husband, and David joined as well. They even went to Wales and fed alpacas. Like, they did it all. It looked like an epic European vacation. And not sure if this was filmed for the show, but I mean, why wouldn't it have been, right? For the trip, Mykelti actually left her baby twins and daughter Avalon with Tony in Utah and had a child-free vacation, which, by the way, good for her. And to keep up her milk supply, she pumped breast milk throughout the vacation and got immediately shamed for posting this. She has said, "I'm on holiday without my babies. I'm pumping to keep up my supply. I can't donate it in the country." On the day she left Cody, kind of like a divorce party, but different. And she's with Janelle and some girl runs. Janelle of all people. I think it's all single people and Janelle, who is still married to the person Christine is celebrating to have left. So it's kind of awkward, but good for Janelle. Janelle's not really saying anything, but she's supporting her like that, so that's awesome. Cody calls mid-conversation, and Christine cringes and doesn't answer. Cody was calling about Truly, apparently, he says, but it was just really bad timing. And Christine says that in her final anniversary with Cody, she'd actually told him not to call her. And Christine then goes on a tangent about how she recommends that anyone thinking about divorce should just do it. Like, just do it. She says you're already miserable anyway. So, I don't know if that's good advice or not, but it just seems like things were so terrible between Cody and Christine. We didn't really know that because we weren't behind the scenes, but she came out of it and she's happy and now married and glowing and everything. But she was even happy single. And now let's talk about some pressing Sister Wives news from this week. Okay, so first of all, Gwen did not attend Christine's wedding. This was confirmed. Yes, this is controversial. Not attending your own mother's wedding is sad. A lot of people think it was because Peyton was there, but honestly, Mykelti says that she was shocked that she wasn't there. It's a big statement. And also, Leon was there, but Mary was not, which was also kind of interesting. According to People magazine, Mykelti said, "I honestly don't know. I don't know. Gwendolyn didn't tell me why she wasn't there, and when she didn't show up, it was kind of a shock to me. I didn't know she wasn't going to be there." Mykelti added that she ultimately thinks it's tragic that her sister didn't attend the ceremony, and she doesn't know what could have happened. "I don't know the reasons why. I don't know if there was there could have been an emergency, there could have been nothing, who knows." My first thought is, how does she not know the reason? Wow, like they're not close. Like really no one knew why. You didn't text